Welcome to the most offensive recap podcast in the galaxy, bitch. This ain't your daddy's podcast. Homophobic comment. We don't take no prisoners. We don't fuck around with your feelings, cucks. Some racist. Misogyny. Explosion.
Welcome to Keith and the Girl. I'm Keith Malley.
I'm Chemda.
Thank you, Rod. Welcome to the KATGuh Awards. These are the nominations that you picked out listening to Keith and the Girl throughout 2020. How exciting is this?
I love it. Of course, it's one of our favorite shows because it's, they say at the end of the year, it's a time to reflect on the things that you did. And there are some things that come to mind right away. But then when you really look through 2020, holy shit, the world was literally on fire.
Yes.
Let's find the funniest moments. Here we go.
I'm looking at most ridiculous, most heartbreaking, best fight, best rant, biggest political statement, most romantic, and of course, top commercials of the year. Name a show that celebrates the commercials. We do.
Also, what's funny is, and I'm looking ahead a little bit, but we do have a best fight. And I noticed that at least one of the nominees happened before the pandemic.
Yeah.
What the hell were we fighting about before the pandemic?
The simple days. Let me mention this before we begin. Somebody wrote me saying, "What's OMAT? You keep talking about it." What's OMAT? What's OMAT? KeithandtheGirl.com/OMAT. It is all the information. I'm going to read a review here from one of my OMAT buddies. This is Daniela Edberg in San Miguel de Allende, Mexico.
Shout out to Daniela.
A shout out to Duolingo. OMAD helps me notice the power behind those tiny daily decisions and how they can point my day in a new direction. Having the group to stay connected, even on days I don't feel like talking, there was still a connection which kept me accountable and made me feel accompanied throughout moments of the day. That's what it is. Join OMAD Club, meet me, meet my buddies by going to KeithandtheGirl.com/OMAT, OMAT. All the info is right there. OMAT, it's short for 1 minute at a time. And Chemda is talking about this world being on fire, and it literally is. This will help you stay sane. It worked for me, so I'm not exaggerating when I say it. Of course, KeithandtheGirl.com/VIP, every show we've ever done. You can hear all the award shows we've done. They're in one convenient location at KeithandtheGirl.com/awards. And in the VIP package, we have spin-off shows, such as the recently recorded show with Newsychu, where he goes in the past of the date of recording. Make sense?
Yes.
Okay, good. And we brought up the Keith and the Girl TV episode.
Oh, yeah.
The video of Rex Ryan when he got busted doing an innocent video with his wife where he acts like he's a cop and he's like, "Look at you have your feet out the window." "Oh, I'm sorry." "No, keep them out. I like feet." And Rex Ryan was pretty embarrassed.
Like if this was on South Park, we'd be like, okay, South Park. Is that like, "Oh, look at my fetish." Like,
right.
What? Okay.
Yeah, it's a true story. And
Very
it's animated in the Keith and the Girl TV section. Brian Ward saying, "I just rewatched the Rex Ryan TV. So fucking good." Newsy said, "I just watched it for the first time and holy shit," he says. It's fantastic. You have the app, right? KeithandtheGirl.com/app. One of those sections is Keith and the Girl TV. There's so many videos there you might not know about. It's part of your subscription. It's free. I love it. I
would watch it just because, like, we started the show in our 20s and now we're in our 40s. So it's baby Keith and baby Chemda going like, "We're making skits."
Right. See all the skits and bits there, including, speaking of which, How to Take Care of a Baby is also
that
one
was
of my
a
favorites.
good one. That's you can tell which skits were done when I wasn't around. I'm like, "Oh,
right.
That's a real life baby Keith that you're working with." Okay.
Understandably, I got hassled for saying that there are 4 football teams left in the NFL.
Yeah, you hijacked the thread with the bullshit football. Now everyone's talking about how many games there are. Let's set the record straight so we could talk about how funny everything else was.
I said there's 4 teams left. There's 8 teams left. Saturday, Rams play the Packers. Ravens play the Bills. Sunday, Browns play the Chiefs. Buccaneers play the Saints. All I said is that the Browns are going to win. You want to bring up other teams to make them feel bad? Okay. They mean nothing to me. They mean nothing to me.
Well, I appreciate it because I can sleep at night now. knowing
Yes.
like we're not putting out fake news.
So I apologize, but it's fine. And speaking of football, Bill Belichick, probably the greatest head coach of all time, 6 Super Bowl wins, 2 as head coach, 2 New York Giants defense coordinator wins for the Super Bowl. He was granted the Presidential Medal of Freedom, as you should. You know, you give these kids some concussions. You should get something for that. And he was going to show up with Trump, get the highest honor a civilian can get. He was, show up at the White House.
And by the way, I'm not belittling it.
It's weird.
Is it like a get out of jail free card, or is it just like a you did good?
It means you did good. But it means you did. But it goes to like doctors and this kind of thing, or social warriors. But not a football coach, I would think.
Why is it a football coach? Because Donald Trump wants everybody to know he's a man and he knows the footballs.
Those hot dogs at stadiums are expensive. Let's get a little in if you can. Well, because of the fight at the Capitol, Bill Belichick says he's not going to go and accept the award. He says, I was flattered out of respect for what the honor represents and admiration for prior recipients. Right there, it's saying I'm not there for the president, right?
Oh, yeah.
Subsequently, the tragic events of last week occurred and the decision has been made not to move forward with the award. Above all, I'm an American citizen with great reverence for our nation's values, freedom, and democracy. I know I also represent my family and the New England Patriots. The architect of the Patriots dynasty wrote Trump a letter of support that the candidate read out loud in 2016. I do remember Trump saying, Bill Belichick said I ran a great campaign. And I remember thinking, did that even happen? But apparently they were, buddies or fake buddies. But this is a little blow to Trump to say, no, I'm not doing it, even though my name is Patriots.
Yeah, but what's sad about this is that, one, this guy doesn't get to have an award that he would otherwise, never get. And he obviously respects the award. And 2, the person this will be awarded to will always know their second place. Like,
Right.
Oh, Belichick wasn't available, so you think I'm going to co-sign your bullshit? And also my award has to now be some political statement about my relationship with you. Like, not just the president is giving me this fuckface. It has to get that specific. And I have to, quote, be the better person in order to be on the right side of history. And that sucks. Just give me the award. Can you have like someone else hand it to me, like an in-between? We'll call it a mask issue or whatever you want to do, but I don't have to shake his hand.
Does Belichick start sending Biden like birthday gifts, Christmas gifts, just calling to say you're doing a great campaign? Everybody is. Regarding the Capitol, we put the poll up. Is there an immediate family member that you would turn in for storming the Capitol? Because people are doing that. Some people are turning in mothers, sons, uncles, cousins, this kind of thing. I thought everybody just went no snitching, which I don't mind. I mean, these are horrible people. Do what you do. But my own family member, I guess I wouldn't. But then again, the main reason I wouldn't is because I don't trust cops in keeping things a secret. I assumed the FBI would let it slip that I turned in my dad.
Yeah, but why do you care about that? For me, it's extra. And I know people are really disappointed with our opinion about this. For you, it's you don't want your family to know. For me, it's you get my family. This. And yeah, I don't trust the cops. I don't trust anybody to be on my side when it comes down to it, who has authority. But no, I cannot see, yeah, that was my brother. I'm going to go out of my way to call you to let him know that was my brother. I won't, if my brother calls me up to go, hey, can you hide this from me? I will not. And I won't talk to you anymore. You are a crazy person. But I don't know. You go get my brother. I'll get someone else's.
I don't know, though. I see a sibling, now that I think about it, in a building next to somebody with a shirt that says 6 million is not enough, Camp Auschwitz. I'm like, you didn't get, like I said the other day, if I was there and I see everybody with a noose and the Confederate flag, I'd be like, oh, maybe I'm here for the 5 p.m. tour. Maybe I'm a little early this isn't the riot I was thinking of. If I saw a family member being part of that, maybe I wouldn't have a problem going, you know what, Nazi? Good.
I understand that. I don't want to change the subject, but how did they even build that thing and throw a noose on top of it without anybody going, hey, what's this for? Do you have a permit? Who said you could be here? You're building something.
Well, 71%. 71% of our audience says they would turn in an immediate family member, and I don't blame them. I can't say I'm like, shame.
No, I don't blame you either. No, I
Right.
get it. I get it both ways.
And how exciting to see these people being gathered up like it's the end of Goodfellas. You see some of these people getting picked up at airports and dragged away, like 150 people they're going after. I love it.
God,
I love it.
I want to find satisfaction in that, but like it's so annoying to me that I can't get in that head sometimes. But even like people who I'm upset with, I'm like, I'm gonna picture punching them, and then I picture punching them like, oh, that was the wrong move. I don't feel better. Can they just like, instead of me punching them, I picture them finding their way and getting in touch and going, man, I'm sorry. I understand what I did. And I'm like, satisfaction. Yeah. But that's why, I get more depressed than Keith does.
They're surprised. They're dragged away, literally kicking and screaming. Oh, I saw, I was watching one of these videos. I paused it to get popcorn. I enjoyed it very, very much. House Democrats.
I just don't like it. I feel like the humanity is lost in so much of it. It's just a bad symbol of how much things went wrong.
Well, we're going for impeachment number 2, of course. This time for inciting violence against the government of the United States. The article refers to the 14th Amendment, the post-Civil War addition to the Constitution that bars office holders who, quote, engaged in insurrection or rebellion. First of all, what a great job, what a great teaching lesson Donald Trump is, because now I'll remember January 20th forever as Inauguration Day, right? That number just didn't stick in my head forever. Now I know about the 14th Amendment, the 25th Amendment. Oh no, there were so many amendments. First of all, this guy's good for teachers.
It's also kind of like playing whack-a-mole with Trump's bullshit. It's like, okay, the 25th Amendment. Nope, didn't catch that. Okay, 14th Amendment. Let's look through this list because he has done something about one of these numbers.
Right. There's got to be something about chicks, right? Which one's that?
When was the date that we gave Chick some stuff? What number is that?
Right. Now, who knows how long this will last, but companies aren't donating money to Republicans that supported the insurrection. And that's a lot of money. That's a big deal. That's Walmart. That's Disney. That's Home Depot, Google, Coca-Cola. GoFundMe says it will no longer allow people to fundraise for travel expenses used for violent political events. And they're looking this up and find people because they're, they figure out who those people are because they'll cross-check social media and realize, they're putting something bad together. Marriott, Blue Cross Blue Shield, they're announcing suspension of donations to members of Congress who voted against election certification. Amazon, AT&T, Comcast, MasterCard, Verizon, Dow. They know money talks, so we'll see.
I heard Shopify also.
Shopify stopped... that doesn't let Trump use his services for his store anymore.
That's
Shopify, of all things. Yeah. New York City is canceling contracts with Trump's business. There was going to be 2 ice skating rinks in New York City, a Central Park carousel, a Trump golf links in the Bronx. That's canceled.
That, when you hear about Trump's reputation for making people do work, just like the billionaire that we talked about with Betsy, making people do work and then saying, this is a little off, I'm not paying you. He is known for not paying. So don't you feel like, okay, good, but in a way it's like, oh, good morning. Like,
sure.
New York City didn't know that yet. You were going to let a construction crew work for Trump and get screwed like that?
Do you picture Trump in the White House right now, getting all this news and going, how would I know this is the line?
You think he knows there's a line yet? No.
I was saying, he knows the money's losing. He knows there's another. He's not happy about the second impeachment. He's not happy about losing, donations, the Republican Party losing donations and hating him, possibly turning on him. He's not pleased. He's like, what did I do different? And saying this Nazi shit. Not in code. I called the Secret Service the SS. That is not how they're known by anybody. This was too much.
This is the first time he was right. He goes, Keith, you're so right. He's like, did I say something new?
Right.
Wait, I checked 4 years ago. I said exactly the same thing. 5 years ago, I said exactly the same thing. You're new, not me. You've changed.
Yeah, I didn't say wipe shit all over Nancy Pelosi's office. I didn't say that. I said go in there and show them the business. What? I don't get what. I never. President Trump approves emergency declaration for Washington, D.C. ahead of Joe Biden's inauguration. So he's saying, hey, Trump is saying, it looks like it's dangerous out there. Let's have a curfew around the inauguration. So he thinks that Biden can't become president if there's a curfew. He's like, you can't be outside. If Beyonce doesn't sing, you don't win.
Also, I feel like he's like, oh, you guys wanted to go out and celebrate and feel free that day. What can I make you not feel free about?
Right. The FBI has warned that armed protests are being planned at all 50 state capitals and the U.S. Capitol leading up to President Joe Biden's inauguration next Wednesday. Impeachment itself would not ban Trump from holding office, though. This again, in the future, the Senate would have to hold an additional vote on that matter. But, after January 20th, that shouldn't be a problem at all.
By the way, I listened to Fox News for just a little bit. It was a very small amount of time because I wanted to hear how they're relaying this information. And the first thing that came up is about the impeachment. And basically they were like, hey, this dude's got like 5 more minutes in the office. Why are we even focused on that? We would be wasting time over this incident.
Right.
Maybe and those words are so incident. What?
Yeah. I'd be petty.
Yeah, basically, why be petty? Yeah. I think they might have even used the word petty.
Because we don't want Secret Service to have to be around him all the time because we pay $1 million a year for that. Because we don't want there to be a chance he can come back if the world gets too nuts. That's why it's important.
Because that's the law and order he keeps yelling to his audience about.
Right. Democratic lawmakers have announced they've tested positive for COVID-19 after sheltering with maskless Congress members during last week's Capitol siege. This one representative, Jayapal, a Democrat in Washington, said that she had been, quote, locked down in the secured room at the Capitol while several Republicans not only cruelly refused to wear a mask, but recklessly mocked colleagues and staff who offered them one. So it's a super spreader event now as well.
You're also like, don't you feel like you're on the playground with a bunch of little 5-year-old bullies? Yeah. You're wearing a mask. You're so stupid.
Yeah.
People are trying to get in here to kill all of us. They actually don't know the difference between you and me. They have a list of good people and bad people, but I don't think they're going to look at that list before they fucking shoot us.
Right.
But yeah, let's make fun of each other right now.
Yesterday, one day, to be clear, 4,320 COVID deaths in the U.S. No one gives a shit anymore. I think the news is bored by it too. I don't want to be redundant. Mm-hmm. CDC is going to require all air travelers to show negative coronavirus tests in the U.S. Maybe that'll help something.
Oh, interesting.
Because it went up because of the holidays. That came to fruition.
Right. Surprise.
So, yeah. Did you see that Bruce Willis was trending because he was in like a CVS type store and he refused to wear a mask even though he had a bandana around his neck for fashion? And they sent him home. Die Hard with a virus. What are you doing?
He's willing to jump off a helicopter and land on a highway, but
right. I think he might breathe in your air, right? He doesn't care. He was in that Comedy Central roast. None of his friends were there. Was that interesting? None of the people he was in movies with were there. Ed Norton was there, and he's known as a prick too, by the way. But no one else was there that he's been in movies with.
Ed Norton is known as a prick.
Yeah. Sorry to break it to you.
Oh, he's the one from History X, right?
Yes.
Oh, he's like my favorite.
Well, you believe him as a Nazi too, so.
That's how good he is.
Right. But it's just funny. No one in these movies wanted to be on that roast. They're like, nah, I don't want to make calling him an asshole cute.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right.
That's how you tell if somebody's liked.
Oh my God.
He was in a movie with Tracy Morgan. Tracy Morgan didn't show up to the roast. They're like, okay, they found another black comedian that had nothing to do with Bruce Willis. Yeah. Yeah, well. And that's the world burning and falling apart. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get right to it. Let's celebrate the year that was and figure out how did we even get here?
Honestly, lately, every day gets an award. So thanks for going over today's awards.
Mm-hmm. So we're going to start with most ridiculous moment. And it begins with episode 3212, Jail Jitsu.
This is your favorite person to talk about. One of your favorite people to talk about of 2020.
I love it because the whole story's so ridiculous. Lori Loughlin readies herself for prison. Lori Loughlin was hired as a prison expert to teach her how to defend herself behind bars if she ends up doing time. She's 55 years old, Lori Loughlin, who is...
Oh, yeah? She's going to learn how to prison fight?
She's awaiting trial on charges of the massive college admission scandal. Is, quote, learning the ropes about life and etiquette in the big house.
What is she watching? Mobster movies? What's happening?
The source says, quote, prison is a very different world than Hollywood. And Lori is just trying to be prepared.
She's preparing for a role.
Table manners are different. Social interactions are different. So,
yeah, don't say stuff like table manners and social interactions in there. That's
right.
Your first clue.
Don't say, can you please pass the salt? Get up and take the salt yourself.
You know what? No salt for you the entire time.
Here on the outside, eye contact is a good thing. You meet someone and you shake their hand.
Who's teaching us this? Who is?
A source. You meet someone and you shake their hand and you stare them in the eyes. In prison, you might not do that. You don't want to challenge someone. So this is a course she has to take. This is like the opposite of finishing school.
Howtogotojail.com.
Right. Loughlin also...
How much are they charging her for this? That's what I want to know. Is it more or less than her coach calls?
Right. Loughlin also is being schooled on slang in the slammer. Well, you know what? She's going to figure it out. Move, bitch. She's going to figure out the slang.
Did they talk to her about who to sleep with and who not to sleep with?
She's been training to defend herself as well.
Oh, yeah. Throw mashed potatoes in their face.
Quote,
take your period blood, smear it on their butt.
Do not bring your Emmys into the... She's knuckling down, learning the lingo, and practicing martial arts to give off the impression that she's tough and to ward off potential bullies.
Well, you ruined it.
Right.
You put it in the paper.
Well, now you're right. Now everybody wants a piece of you. Hey, hey, Jail Jitsu. Everywhere you go, everywhere you look, suck my dick, eat my tits. I'm going to kill you.
Why is that funny?
I don't know. They're not very creative, but you don't have a lot of humor in jail, so it's funny. She knows there will be plenty of them in federal prison, plenty of bullies.
You fucking bitch.
Right.
You're such an asshole. You know what it is everyone in there deserves to be there and acts like it, but I'm a little different, so I'm not going to really fit in.
Oh, am I a bully to you, Lori Loughlin? Prison is going to be sink or swim, and Lori doesn't intend to sit back and take the abuse without a fight.
Lori's watched one too many movies.
One of her Lifetime movies. The couple, her and her husband, has pled not guilty to fraud, money laundering, and conspiracy to commit federal programs bribery and an alleged plot to get her two daughters into the University of Southern California. It wasn't even Harvard. It wasn't Yale. It wasn't Princeton. No offense, but, go with the top ones. That's what I would say. Like, I got to say, it's funny when I hear back and I want to say something and then I said it. Like, yes, her Lifetime movies. You're right.
I know. I like it when I'm like, oh my God, what am I going to say? I hope it's something. I co-sign what I just said.
So she's out of prison now. I hope they asked her how many times she had to do karate.
How do you, there's so many insults in there. It's like insult to the martial arts community.
Right.
It's just I'm different than you. This was a mistake for me, but you guys, you're just going to be assholes.
Mm-hmm. All right. Up next, most ridiculous moment. Let's see what you guys pick next. From episode 3225, New Crocs Who Dis with Carrie Gravenson. It's Keith's sense of direction. This is me going to San Juan just after, by the way, I cracked my head on a sign. And Carrie goes, and you still got on the plane? I'm like, we have the tickets. I have such problems with travel. Such problems where anytime, if I'm in an airport or even somewhere like Grand Central, something with a lot of twists and turns and arrows, I always end up in a manager's office. Always. I'm not exaggerating that at the airport. I was lost. I opened some door and I'm behind the ticket counter
No.
with customers on the regular side.
So you start checking people in.
I start checking people. I don't know what flight. No, I'm not.
Give me your ID.
But no exaggeration. I'm behind the ticket counter. People start asking me questions. I go, I don't know. And I turn around and leave.
Is this how all white guys get a job?
Did you get a paycheck?
I could have worked there.
Someone paid you?
I'm trying to take a bus to Newark, the New Jersey airport. I climbed a fence. I'm not exaggerating.
No.
I don't know what.
No.
And it's weird because you're in an alley anyway when you get this bus. I don't know how it's legal.
Because you're at Port Authority.
Port Authority.
Yeah. It's the shady. You took the shady bus.
But I'm not supposed to be crawling through a window, and here I am.
Well, that's Port Authority, though. That's not you.
I appreciate that.
That's just how Port Authority
Keith
is.
went to Port Authority and just followed any homeless man. It was
Yeah.
like,
Right.
he's going to
'Cause
Puerto Rico.
They all go to Newark. I mean, they all, that's
Right.
where they're from. It's called Liberty International, by the way.
They see me. These homeless people see me crawling through things. They leave me alone. They don't.
What
Because your head is
happened?
bleeding. You see a white man with gushing head wounds crawling through fences. You're like, I'm not going to fuck with that guy. I'm going to pay him to
Is there
check customers.
anybody listening that can relate to this? Do you find
Oh my
yourself?
God.
I mean, I don't. You take me on a tour of the White House. I'm going to be president in 2 hours.
That is how that happens.
I think that's how it happens.
That's better than the current system, it
Now,
seems.
what do
They
you
go, they
do?
go, sir, what are you doing here? I'm in the office. They go, what are you doing here? I don't know.
Now, Keith,
Yes.
this
I should
would,
check people's security systems. You have me check, like on the computer? No, just let me walk around a bit. And I'll tell you if I'm in the boss's office in 15 minutes.
now this is confusing,
Stupid.
and a little embarrassing,
It's
right?
humiliating.
Yes, but somehow,
He's so delighted by it.
This is
you have such good self-esteem. Why, when you get this dopey, how do you keep that up?
I'm really hoping people admit they all do this. And that's
No,
why
man,
I'm saying it in such a
no.
way. Everybody lies. I've realized that doing
No.
Keith and the Girl for 15 years. I hope this is
No.
the thing where a coordinated audience goes, yeah, I'm always in people's offices too. I'm working on
When did this start? Did this start like when you
My
were,
whole life.
did you end up in the principal's office when you were a kid?
Yes.
Maybe you were just a bad kid.
I was in that teacher's lounge far too often by accident. I'm making coffee. I'm like, I don't know. I was trying to find a toilet.
I've known you for asking for help. It's not like you're one of these dudes.
I
who's
ask
just-
for help
yeah.
and they'll go, meh. They go, they point to nowhere. Meh. And I'm like, yeah, I'm looking for the bus where obviously it's a big deal. It's a big airport. A lot of people go there. Where is that bus? And I'm like, okay. I was in a restaurant once. Do you remember the time that I'm asking where the bathroom is? They go, "Bleh." I go in there. It's a like a
You're in the
kind
kitchen, you're cooking eggs.
of- I end up in so many kitchens.
Yeah.
So anyway, they go "Bleh," in this fancy restaurant, and they point to this wall, but like one of those waterfall walls.
Oh, the Thai place.
Yes, it was a
Yeah.
Thai nice
yeah,
Thai
I know that
restaurant,
one.
and you know that one.
Lang.
And it was lang.
It was C.
And then they have like this little trough where the water comes down and it recycles.
You peed in the trough.
I peed on the fucking thing. I asked them 3 times. They go, "Bleh." I start peeing on the fucking wall.
What is wrong with you?
But I'm like, this can't be right.
All right, look, I'm going to give you a hint. In New York City, the bathroom is always in the back or downstairs.
Well, guess what?
That's it.
Surprise.
No.
So there's this pole in front of me, and I'm like, well, this can't be right because I'm on my tiptoes to get over the pole, pissing on this fucking wall. And then I get out, and I'm like, I guess I found it.
You didn't go under. You went over.
I went over it because you can't get you can't squat and properly pee.
I'm not
Are you
gonna
like
judge.
this with Kyle? She handles this?
She points to the direction, I assume.
We got together because I walked the wrong way.
You just
Now we're in a committed relationship.
Now, do you get angry during this? or-
Yes.
Yeah. What?
Bleh. I'm like, I'll pee where I shouldn't. Tell me, Dad. No, I don't know where the fucking
So wait,
bus is.
your problem is not that you have no sense of direction. It's the problem is that people you ask are inarticulate.
Yeah.
They're not articulating directions to you.
Why wouldn't you happily tell? Bleh.
Because they're gesturing. You don't.
the
Nobody
world.
speaks English. You gesture. If I'm like, "Where's the bathroom? Is it that door or that door?" And one of you goes, "Bleh," I know it's in that
I'll try
room.
to find something in a store.
You're making me have to pee.
Aisle 6. Bleh. They say I come back for the 5th fucking time. Walk me. Walk me. I don't see it. 6. Bleh. It would be easier for all of us if you stop. Bleh. and you just show me. I'll give you monies.
Give me money.
Show
Give me
me-
monies, and I'll take you to every bathroom, every establishment.
With no attitude.
No, with no idea to be like, oh, it's in the back,
Mm.
4 steps back, 1 step to the right, the door that's marked bathroom.
Yeah, it's not that fucking easy. I'm 45. I would know what a door marked bathroom means. It's a tough world.
I mean, I've been in fancy restaurants where the bathroom door is like concealed. You know, like
Sure.
it's part of the rock face.
That's basically what the Thai restaurant was. It's C, and it's in Williamsburg, Brooklyn. And it's when you walk in, there's like a DJ playing and a bar, and there's like water. There's like a little fake river in the middle of the whole restaurant. So they're trying to be cute.
I ended up DJing in this fucking restaurant for a good 30 minutes. So had to drag me away. I'm like, thank you. I don't
just
know
so
how
easy.
I got here.
I was enjoying the music.
Oh, yeah, he's good spin.
Yeah.
He's good spinning.
You better text me the next time you get lost. No, but there's no way everybody's having an easy life outside.
I don't get lost.
Yeah, we'll see.
You know what? And you're not saying, they're saying this didn't have anything to do with your massive head wound.
It didn't help. Oh my.
Oh, you know, one of the saddest parts of that is after that episode, people did admit that they lose their way and
Mhm.
find themselves in places.
Thank you.
Just be lucky you weren't in DC last week. What are you doing?
And what's Carrie doing? I'm looking at men's and women's doors and I don't know what's what. Oh, I can't wait till she gets lost. It thrills me. She's one of those people like, why did your phone die? Always keep your phone charged. I'm on the phone with her once and the phone died. I'm like, I was so happy. Meanwhile, I had to tell her something important, but it didn't matter. I was happier than that. Of course, you can nominate on our website, keithandthegirl.com/forums, whenever something happens in 2021 that you find exceptional in one way or another, whether it's sad or happy. Make a note right there. For example, you'll see the thread has started. I started it by me nominating Chemda for when she found out about Hilaria Baldwin and her fake accent. So you can get a sense of how to nominate somebody right there. Okay.
I think I reacted for the everyman there.
You were great. All right, here we go. Continuing most ridiculous moment here at the 13th annual KATGuh Awards from episode 3227, Oscar. It's 2020's Oscar. All right, tomorrow we'll get a little deeper than today's show. Tomorrow we'll talk about political unrest, the coronavirus. Kirk Douglas died, the actor. And now people are bringing up, okay, let's not forget, supposedly he raped a 15-year-old Natalie Wood back in the day. And I also want to talk about Kobe Bryant. He dies. So, some people are fighting. Do we discuss that he settled a rape case for probably $2.5 million? That's deep tomorrow. Today is fun. It is, and you all know it, the single most wonderful time of the year. It is the Oscars. And I love them.
You can't.
And I'll never stop loving them.
Can't possibly.
I'm a fan of award show when people go, oh, look at this guy stumbling and mumbling, making a political point. These are the greatest moments. Oh, no, they tripped. I don't know who's acting out there like they enjoy elegance. I like, seeing somebody singing on stage and then an old person doesn't get the new guard and is in the audience going, what the fuck? That's beautiful.
You love live TV.
Oscar, here comes Oscar, the most wonderful time of the year. Little Women. Will I see it? It's women. I don't care. Oscar, here comes Oscar, the most controversial time of the year. Vroom, vroom. I'm a Ford. I'm a Ferrari. And we're driving away from women directors. Ouch. Oscar, here comes Oscar, the most wonderful time of the year. The Irishman. I'm 30. I'm 100. I can't tell the fucking difference. For over 210 minutes. Die in a ditch. Oscar, Jojo Rabbit. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Joker, Marriage Story, Parasite. In 1917. That's when last night's Oscars fucking started. Oscar. Thank you. Thank you. I got into the red carpet even half hour before. I love it.
You're obviously trying to get best song for 2020 KATGuh Award.
Just performing. Just
Amazing.
singing what I see.
Oh, God.
And that's what I saw. And then I guess with the pandemic, there's not going to be that exciting thing where, people don't know how to get up to the stage. What do they trip on?
Yeah, but then you get people in the corner of their camera Like, can you guys hear me?
Right.
Okay. And then they forget that they're on. So
Right.
they're talking to their even more famous husband or wife and then saying stuff like, I don't fucking know. Tom Cruise is on right now and he's giving me shit.
Right.
Things like that, because I can only think of Tom Cruise as a famous person.
We'll see
And-
some bathroom cuts. You're right. Maybe we'll
Yeah.
be okay if they do it. Of course, you could vote for these at keithandthegirl.com/forums. You'll see a list right there. All right.
But definitely wait until we're done playing all the clips of every category, because, you know, Keith is going to lull you in with that song. I totally get it. But make sure you hear all the clips first.
Up next, most ridiculous moment from episode 3257. Danny is the asshole with Danny Vega. This is called April Fools during a pandemic.
That's like
So
double
this one is
whammy.
AITA for wanting to do an April Fool's prank on behalf of my company. I work for a small
Yes. Sorry, 1 second. Yes. Okay, go ahead.
I work for a small tech startup that does search engine oriented marketing. We're not
Oh.
known to consumers, but we have pretty popular social handles, mainly for industry insiders. Many tech companies like Google, Facebook, Amazon do April Fool's pranks on April Fool's Day.
Yeah, I live in the world. No shit.
You know what else? You know what else those companies have? Good health care, child care, food for
Right.
you every day.
Usually these are fake products and pretty obvious jokes. Like one year Google made up Google for dogs. It's fun.
That seems possible to me. I type in dogs.google and it's a bunch of dog images that scrolls for dogs. It's believable.
Anyway, I pitched this idea at my company, and a few people said doing something funny would be very tone deaf regarding the
Yes.
coronavirus situation. I don't really see how that's relevant, but I didn't push back. AITA or April Fool's pranks during Corona times, pure a-holery.
You know what? He said, I don't see how. He doesn't hear how because he's so tone deaf. He's not
yeah.
he's not even singing the same song. And he actually got kicked out of karaoke. Who gets kicked out of karaoke?
Okay.
Even if you think you could still make a joke during times like these, would you understand why people see that they don't want some joke? Which, by the way, it's always an evil joke.
I do. I mean, I see why people would have that reaction, but I think sometimes.
Okay, so that's the difference, though. That's the difference. This guy
Your
doesn't see
Honor.
how it's relevant.
You're right. You're right. That is too far. He doesn't even understand that it
I don't
could go
get it.
badly. I mean,
And you're
I
a
think-
moron and you're fired. You're fired. Not only do you not, somehow you're in charge enough of our company that you could use our brand to push out this fucking joke the way Google does a joke or Facebook does a joke. This isn't Johnny doing a joke. This is dumb tech company doing a joke. So you're that high up that you can do that, but you don't see the relevancy of hundreds of thousands of people dying. You're fired. You're fired.
You're firing this guy
See,
for
yeah,
one
see
comment?
yourself out. And I'm not doing
Oh
it on
my-
April 1st. I want no confusion. You're fired. Bye-bye.
Oh my
Baboosh.
God. Was that Borat voice saying you're fired? What happened?
Everything's in there. Everybody's firing this fucking guy. On the way out, everybody's like in a line going, bye-bye, bye-bye, 6 feet apart. Fucking dumb fuck. I'm in charge of my whole company. Why can't I? Well, clean out your desk. We'll talk about it at home. Everybody clean out your desk. You start. And we're going to do one at a time so nobody gets the virus. Go clean out your desk because we're working from home now. All of us, you first. Okay, lock the door, you fucking idiot. Okay, that's like PR. This guy has some kind of PR job if he's able to be the funny fucking guy behind the whole company.
Right.
This guy has an important PR type job.
Right.
You don't know how to talk to people, you stupid fuck. You dumb motherfucker. No shit, he's anonymous, you moron. I don't even know how you knew to do that. Small
right.
tech startup. Small
All right.
tech startup. I don't want you working on my website, you stupid fuck. You piece of shit. You're so stupid. You don't do anything important there, right?
All right, here's the kicker. I wrote this one too.
Well, then wake up.
I wrote this
Don't
one.
compare yourself to Google.
I wrote this one because we made a video that was obviously a joke. It's like an in joke of do you know Bitcoin? You know the inventor of Bitcoin.
Sure.
Nobody knows who invented Bitcoin. We made a
Okay.
silly video where I pretended to interview the real inventor of Bitcoin. Okay. and the video got majority dislikes on YouTube. It's the first time that's ever happened. And I was like, maybe this is because I saw the hashtag. I was on Twitter. I saw it. And I just thought maybe this is just because we made a joke. That's why it's getting dislikes. Also, I didn't want to think my video was shitty, so I assumed it was some other context.
Right. I think all I'm learning is that you're an asshole.
Yeah.
And I wish more people would do this and go, hey, here's a story about somebody, my life. What do you think? I'm like, well, I don't know. So you're a piece of shit. Hey, that was fun. All the jokes I made now that you told me it was about you, wasn't it? Anyways, devil's advocate.
Hey, I failed once. You guys smelled it was me. I got you once. And just so you guys know, Keith and the Girl listeners, I do not write all the situations. This is just a fluke. We've done a lot of these, so I wanted to fuck with you guys.
No, I appreciate the little difference. You're fired.
You fired me?
You're fired.
That's fair.
He wanted to fuck with us. He hasn't slept right since. Okay.
It's too much. First of all, it's too much as a company to prank your employees. You know, some of them think that their paycheck is a prank. So stop that. And then, you know, as a bunch of you know, I am watching the very current series, The Walking Dead. And a bit ago, and we're far from it now because I'm watching a lot, there was the pandemic episode. And I'm like, no, there's already zombies. You can't double down on this shit. And it was giving me hives. And I couldn't wait until it was over. Because if I'm in a pandemic, that means the zombies are coming next. It was just too much. I think we understand the math and it's pure logic.
You don't want your entertainment to be, 24-hour ICU channel.
Yeah.
Maybe something else. All right. Let's continue. Most ridiculous moment from Newsychu show, Q&A. This is episode 17, Dr. Feelgood. This clip is titled Chemda the Firebug.
I was going to ask on Reddit, in your bathroom, do you spray matches or both? I only do matches.
After visiting Chemda's house often enough, I have a little dish on the side next to my toilet with wipies and matches.
Isn't it great?
It's a ritual for me. Like I'm spinning around the room like Sailor Moon. Like I'll light the match and then I'm like twirling around. I'm just like, well, the scent only covered this half of the room, so I gotta do another one to get the other side of the bathroom.
You look like interpretive dance.
Oh yeah.
I always think if somebody watches me, first of all, I gotta tell you guys something. Okay, I light a fire.
What?
Like a whole fire?
In the garbage can?
Campfire?
What do you get yourself checked out?
Okay. I like fire.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you and that dude, right?
Uh-huh. You and Ryan.
Yeah, you like frogs?
I don't put out the match. Fucking light everything on fire.
What?
I think she's saying she's accidentally burned stuff a little bit too often.
Not accidentally anything.
So you're purposefully just bored and singeing things?
No, okay. I do my business in the bathroom.
Right.
And you gotta light a match.
Okay.
But if I'm already there and there's, you throw toilet paper, you light it on fire, and then you flush when the fire goes.
Oh, so you set your toilet paper on fire and then flush it? Yeah, that sounds dangerous. I mean, I know it's surrounded by water, but, accidents are accidents. And you're not accident prone. You are accident prone. Yeah.
Oh, it's so much fun.
Do you say anything like we?
He does magic.
I hope Xerxes is still in bed and never sees this.
He'll see it when
he start the fire.
He'll see it when all of a sudden you're like, Xerxes, Xerxes.
But it's a toilet, so it just goes out.
Yeah, it works out. Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see.
Oh boy.
Well, I have an update on this, by the way, because I did admit to Xerxes that I light toilet paper on fire, wait until it gets too big, and then flush it down the toilet.
Yes, klepto.
And
no, not klepto. What's an arsonist? What are those people that can't help themselves? Pyromaniacs. Yeah.
Yes. And he fixed it. Here's what he did. Got me a tin can and said, hey, you can throw all your fire in there because it won't light anything around it. And also, there's a lid to it that's attached. So you can always, if it gets out of control, you close the lid and the fire will go out. You're also putting it right next to the sink, so you could toss it right in there. So I have a fireproof, it will not go past the tin thing. And so now I set little baby fires every morning. It's so fun.
In the
And then if-
bathroom, obviously, right?
Yeah. And then
Yeah.
sometimes when we're brushing our teeth at night, I'm like, let's just I'm just lighting one match. Let's just see where it goes. Cause then it ends up being like a few different matches that are half lit and blah, blah, blah. And so I'll get it right in the middle of 2. And I'm like, and I'm talking about it like it's a sports event. I'm just like, oh, is the second one going to light? I think the second one's going to light. Oh, it dimmed a little bit, but I think it has enough strength. It lit. The second one lit. Now the third one still has that matchy thing at the end. So we're going to see if it gets to that. I'm not sure if it's strong enough. I feel like it's picking up steam and it might get to it. And he's like, oh my God.
Is this pandemic fun or was this going on for years?
Well, I mean, most of everything has been pandemic. So this no, it's new. I don't know if I started it right before the pandemic, but the tin can is pandemic-y, but that's just because time is time.
Was it wrapped up or just given to you? Was there a bow on it?
No, but it really does make me warm. Like, wow, you really nailed this one. And he's like, I know. Like, no, really, I am so in love with this. And he's like, I know.
You got quite the boyfriend. How did his birthday go just the other day?
Oh, it went really well. Yeah. I didn't make plans. I didn't make plans at all, but I did take the day off, which, as we all know, is making plans. But whatever, we're going to let that go. And everything went smooth, except I didn't get the Amazon package in time. It said it delivered and it was supposed to deliver that day. I got him gloves that you can literally stick in. Well, this is funny that we're mentioning it now. You can stick it in fire and your hand won't burn because they're cast irons and they're very heavy. And, you know, it's nicer to pick it up with just something that won't burn.
And nice for an emergency bathroom problem. So good. Yeah, good job. All right. That's like an O. Henry story, but everybody got something. Okay.
He said he had a really nice time.
Right.
Shout out to Xerxes.
Congrats. All right. Fine. You would think what just happened would be under most ridiculous moment, but we have to wait till next year. This is from 2020. From last week on Keith and the Girl, episode 123, which covered shows 3,330 to 3,332. Mom shoots wood.
Keith, you didn't have animals in your upbringing, like sort of.
We're the only people in the area that did not hunt, but we didn't need to. People wanted to hunt. They weren't helping the deer population.
So, and you were the only people without a gun then?
Yes. Supposedly my dad had a gun.
No.
Well, he was in the Marines, supposedly.
No.
And he was in SEAL Team 6, supposedly.
Okay.
He killed Bin Laden, supposedly.
Cool.
In between the classes at Oxford and Harvard. The hell of a commute, supposedly.
No wonder your ex wanted him.
Degrees.
And his 4 law degrees. And a magician. And he was David Copperfield, supposedly.
And he's 86'd women a lot in his life.
Loves to 86 them.
Loves it. The best. Yeah.
The best ever.
No, I know they did have do have a pistol. I know my mom once saw a groundhog outside, and so that it wouldn't tear up the grass, she shot at it, which is illegal, by the way, inside her house out through a kitchen window. And then
sorry, your mother had a pistol.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's the family gun, you know.
So you did have a gun growing up.
Yeah, but I don't think I ever saw it.
Was this the first time you knew that your mother had a gun? She shot it through the fucking, she's like, I'm still doing the dishes, so this fucking animal has to get shot.
I got shit to do. You beat it.
She shot it from the house.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
She keeps shooting at this groundhog, and I can't imagine her aim was good. But anyway, she kept shooting at this thing, and she didn't see much going on, and she's like, oh, maybe I killed it. So she goes outside to get to it, and it was a log. It wasn't an animal at all. It was a little log.
See, that's why people like her and me don't need a gun, because my biggest fear is that I shoot myself. Like I could see me shooting me, so I'm like, I'm good.
What the fuck did you just say? Like it was normal?
Yeah.
Your
It's just a crazy story. Like, oh me.
Oh me.
Wait,
Oh
were
my.
you guys?
I was shooting at a log. I feel like it could have been like a neighbor child. It could have been anything, you know?
Jeez. This ridiculous moment
Mhm.
is like all through the time that I've known you over 16 years now. You always said, "Oh yeah, I didn't grow up with guns. My family didn't have a gun." And it's as if podcasting, you have those like wake up moments of like, "Oh, I got touched as a kid." But you go, "Oh yeah, so anyway, my mother's shooting through a window." So if you lived in the house, which 7 people did in your house, 7 people lived in your house, you suddenly hear shots from the kitchen. And you're not describing anybody in a hubbub or like, frantically going, "Hey, are we shooting anybody? Hey, did mom shoot something that we should? Hey, did she get that something? Or are we about to be attacked?"
I heard the story after the fact, so I think most of us were out of the house. If anybody was left, they were in school.
Okay.
Okay, so
Okay. You are not normal. And so I don't know how normal, like, can't
Let-
figure you out.
Thank you.
It's like you're normal, but then we find out these things and it's like, are you just covering and acting normal, but then you don't act normal? So I don't know where the gauge is.
I don't want people to assume anything. All right, next category, most heartbreaking moment. Up first, the dead log. And that was sad. No, of course not. Most heartbreaking moment. First up from episode 3213, Royalty. This is Her Majesty versus the Royal Horses. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle.
Mm-hmm.
Prince Harry is Princess Diana's son. Meghan Markle was the actress in Suits, the TV show.
This is like the first one of them to marry outside of the royal family. Is that the one?
I'm not sure the story about Kate Middleton, but I know this was like, oh, it's an actress. How would she know is she going to fit in? So people got nervous about that. They are removing themselves from the royal family, staying as a couple. And I'll explain that. But this, I told you this story before. I was shocked when I heard it. This is how disgusting the royal family is. The queen herself mainly. When the queen farts in the royal castle and somebody overhears it or smells it and looks and she notices that, she blames it on the royal horses outside, and the guards have to put down one of the horses and pretend that it wasn't the queen, it was an actual horse. Like, "Oh my God, are you okay, my queen?" And she's like, "Wasn't me. Oh, 'tis the horse." And they got to go out and kill. Xerxes. They got to go out and kill an innocent horse. I mean, they tried. They're like, "No, I think it was probably the wind, or maybe it was me. I think I sat on the cushion wrong." Like, "No, 'tis a horse. Pip it to death." And they go out and they murder a horse. They don't even eat the meat. They kill it and they bury it.
What about the glue?
They don't do anything.
Wow.
Because they
wasteful.
There's just get it out of my sight. She has to clutch her literal pearls, and she's like, "Oh no, too much. Like I don't want to eat a flatulent horse." Like she really pushes it. So these animals, they kill like.
Is she original from the Middle East and then moved to like?
I don't know her story. She's old. She's been around. They kill like 14, 16 horses a year.
Wow.
She
needs to change her diet.
She's older. She's losing control. And that right there really spells out the whole family and what's happening.
You know what else it spells out? We just lost all our English listeners because they're not allowed to listen to stuff like that.
I really did go to, when I was in England and London, to that whole section, see the changing of the guards. What a bore fest. That's where your taxes are going. Come on now. And I'll explain what's going on, of course, with the royal family. But these two people, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, are moving to Canada. So the England taxes are still going to go to them for security. So if this whole thing disgusts you, throw tea into the ocean. They hate that. They hate it. They hate seeing not a drop to drink. They hate it. That's how you fight them back.
This is our political corner is very on point.
Yeah, I try to bring up the Queen's horses every now and again because people seem that they don't know this news, and it is very shocking to me.
You are so into this horse farting thing.
It's disgusting, and that's not daily news is news to me. All right, up next, most heartbreaking moment from episode 3214, Holy Castle. This is with Micah Sherman. This is called The Duke and Duchess of what? We talked the other day, of course, about sad story. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle said, being in the Holy Castle, it's too much pressure. So much racist stuff is going on inside and outside the family. We're moving to Canada.
Is it called the Holy Castle?
The Holy Castle.
Is it really called the Holy Castle?
Yes.
Well, you knew what he was referencing, right?
There's the Magic Castle in California and the Holy Castle in England, in London.
Buckingham Palace is called the Holy Castle?
There's many different there's His Honor, there's the Pope, there's many different names for different things. So, okay.
It's synonyms. I'm with it.
Right. So they're in Canada now. They had to sit down with the Queen. The Queen said, please stay here. They said no. He said, no, thank you. But maybe I'll come back for pageants and whatnot. They don't even know what they do. And they're like, all right, once in a while, an Easter egg hunt or something, maybe. But right now it's too much and I got to go.
I love it because a lot of people are, they do get their news from us and he just recapped it perfectly.
They are, of course, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. Now, Sussex, of course, what's another name for it, Micah? Sussex and Sussex. It's in Southeast England, but right now this town, it's a real town that people live there.
Sussex?
They don't have a Duke or Duchess now.
Oh, boy.
What the fuck?
Do
you go? I'd call 311. Do I go to work today? Wait, you guys don't even have a Duke or Duchess. Your Duke and Duchess is in another country.
Embarrassing.
What the fuck are you gonna do? You cancel the Super Bowl party?
Yeah.
If you live in Sussex, you don't have a Duke or Duchess in Picture you just moved.
I think you got to put an ad out in the classifieds.
Yeah. Picture you just moved to Sussex, and the next day you don't have a Duke or Duchess anymore. What?
I got this cottage mortgage.
Yeah, a good schools, a grocery store right here. Yeah, but I'm from another country. I didn't know I wouldn't have a Duke or Duchess. Best pizza in England. You motherfucker. You knew about the Duke and Duchess.
It's boiled, by the way.
Thank you. Oh, my God. It's too much. And then I'm looking in the paper. This happens to be the New York Post. It says the title is the headline, Royally Deluded. If Harry and Meghan think the press will treat them better outside the firm, they are sorely mistaken. That's the press going, we're going to be bigger assholes. If you think you're getting away from us, the press, you made a mistake because we got people in Canada too.
I don't think they want to get away from the press. If I was them, I love this move for them. I think it's great. Because there's so much bullshit that goes along with being part of a royal family, and you get all the perks of like having been in the royal family, and then also your wife is a famous actress. Mm-hmm. Like Canada is definitely the place for them to be.
Yeah, but
good for them.
Okay, but my heart is to the people of Sussex, and I don't know.
It's going to be hard to replace them.
It's going to be tough now.
Big shoes to fill.
You can't even think about that now. Now you're just under the covers. Mm-hmm. You don't have one.
Throw yourself in the river.
I don't know what I would do. I really don't know what I would do. If I found out, no, thank God I wasn't raised this way. But if I was raised, you want to talk, what do they call it? Institutionalized kingdoms, they call it. And it's when you don't really think about it necessarily, but it goes back to your great grandparents. They had a Duke and Duchess, and then your parents had a Duke and Duchess, and you kind of knew about them, saw them on TV, and then you come into, and then all of a sudden, bye bye, no oxygen.
Oh boy,
basically, live your life, go.
You think a lot of people are in their safe rooms?
They didn't even plan for it.
Yeah.
We're always going to have a Duke and Duchess. We might not agree. It might be some Hollywood harlot, but at least we're going to have a Duchess. And now there's none. I haven't watched The Crown. I wonder if they got to the Duke and Duchess horror story yet, but people seem to dig it, so we'll find out. All right, up next, episode 3316, Mommy Issues with Kyle Ocasio. This one's called Being a Mom. Kyle, were you surprised that there was a group of frustrated parents?
Yeah, I was just typing stuff and I didn't know if I was going to find something as specific as I needed. And it was just, I was surprised, but really, really happy because most of the support groups that you think of are like AA or Al-Anon or like stuff like substance abuse stuff. But then it's
is it because like you're the fuck up or what? Is that, you know what I mean?
I don't know.
Did you think like, oh, AA means I don't really have a problem. Like I said, it's situational. So will there be a group for that?
Yeah, but yeah, I guess maybe that was in my mind thinking maybe that wouldn't be possible, but it is a problem with me. Like everything that's happening, it's like my way of handling it or viewing it. And I realize that I think I've struggled so much. One, because like I love this girl so much, and it hurts to see your, I get like emotional. It hurts to see your kid hurting and not be able to do anything about it. And then Keith drinks Gatorade. I just need to switch and tell you that so you guys can, so we can put the focus on him. And he farts a lot too. But
Is this how you guys talking to each other through tears? I just
whenever
want to
he
shit
goes
on you
to
for
the-
a second to get this off.
whenever he goes to the bathroom and like does a big one, like I always call him and be like, or he'll call me when I'm in the bathroom doing it. But yeah, I mean, it's really, the fact that I'm like on here telling this to your listeners, it's because this shit is so hard to be like feeling like you're not doing the right thing or feeling like maybe it's your fault. And like I know that it's not, and that's why I need the support, because like I know there's nothing I did in her childhood that like made this happen to her. This is just the way her head's working, the way she sees the world. And it's really, really different from the way that I grew up, because I was a very resilient, very disciplined kid, mostly because of dance. And I am a very, very disciplined person. So it's hard to watch someone kind of fall apart a little bit and, and not have the answer, because usually I do have the answers. And I don't right now.
How did you realize that it's not necessarily your fault? It's that sounds new to me. You're right, but how do you know that? And you didn't know that.
I think because, it's like that book that Khalil Gibran in The Prophet, he has a thing on children, and it says like, your children are not your children. They come through you, but they, you house their bodies, but not their souls. And like that kind of, I was thinking of that poem and thinking she's her own person. They're all their own people. And I have to just let them go through whatever it is. If it's a struggle, this is a struggle she has to go through to get to the other end.
Yeah, and she didn't say she waters down the Gatorade also. That's interesting.
I feel bad for Kyle, because it's hard to vote for that when there's no Duke and Duchess in your town.
Right.
It's a tough competition here this time. Yeah.
All right, up next, most heartbreaking moment from episode 3230, a moist wink with Kyle and Benny Ocasio. Benny honors Kobe and Gigi Bryant. This sheltering made me strange, and I didn't become an adult until later than I should have.
I think we know you.
It was tough. It was tough. It was and all I knew is it was the way it was.
Yeah.
But your mom is not only is she well-rounded, she makes sure that you're well-rounded, playing basketball, even allowing you to have drama.
Yeah.
By the way, if we had
Speaking
phones
of
back
basketball,
then,
actually.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm gonna
no,
cut
go
you
ahead.
off right
Sure,
there.
sure. I hit a hot topic.
Okay. Well, I'm like kind of like a weapon in basketball because in my game yesterday, I'm a really good defense where I use my body to knock the players over.
Nice.
I just knock them like boom.
You knock them down.
Yeah.
Do they try to foul you back? I hear that can get dangerous. Like if it's egregious.
Not really. I mean, the kid was like 10 times taller than me. I literally almost cut him in half.
Whoa.
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
Wow.
You could be in a lawsuit. But
Yeah.
that's the game, right?
Yeah, that's the game.
What are you
I got
gonna do?
the ball.
Do you watch pro basketball on TV?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
How about
I
Kobe
used
Bryant?
to watch. Man, I'm sad. And Gigi, like, they were great. They were so good. Like, they had such a good relationship. Like, they both loved basketball. Kobe Bryant was such a good coach to her, and it's a shame that we can't see Gigi grow up.
Yeah. How old was she? Do you know? I don't
She was
remember.
13 years old.
13. And you're 12.
Yeah, she was a year older than me.
Yeah. I saw a little picture of you in is at the Barclays Center, and they were interviewing the kids there. You were doing some kind of basketball
yeah, I was
thing
on,
there. CBS, right?
CBS News, and I was
And
I was
they're
talking about-
asking the kids, and who finds their way front and center with the news guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, Benny does.
That's right.
What did you say? Do you remember? Same thing.
It's a shame how we got to see Kobe and Gigi go because we really wanted to see Gigi grow up and be a future women's basketball player.
And they even said she was so good that Kobe was saying she could play in, he wanted to get her to play in the NBA.
I would love to see that. I would really want to see that.
Yeah.
Look how progressive you are.
Yeah.
Women in the men's basketball.
Woo!
Yeah, you love it.
Okay. Women.
Yeah.
Are humans also.
What were you gonna say?
I've done my job here.
Yeah.
We are human.
No, I was raised definitely not to know that.
Yeah.
So good for you. That's the difference.
You didn't know that. Now you know that.
Now I know it because I am open now. But yes, if I was born in the country, I was definitely sheltered.
You had to kill a lot of roaches.
We had cows instead. That's the trade-off to the big city.
You had to kill cows?
We didn't have other. Well, you did, yeah, actually. Heartbreaking yet sweet, bittersweet. They call that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, up next, most heartbreaking moment regarding Benny from episode 3251, New York Tough, the Diamond Dog hat.
Oh, boy.
Speaking of Benny, you remember Matt, who wanted to give Benny a Diamond Dogs hat he made, but was real creepy about it and asked little Benny what's his address. He wants to send it to him, then told me that he never did it, but I saw it on social media, behind the scenes. And then wrote letters to you, that kind of thing. Everybody knows the Diamond Dog hat story, right?
Yeah. Yeah. He basically, it starts and ends for me with he DM'd a child who's 12 to ask him for his address without talking to any adult. Done. I don't care.
Right.
Yeah.
And then tried to defend it in weird ways by showing Chemda like half of a message. Anyway, I just got this letter from Samantha, who warned us about him in the past. They had to get, basically a restraining order against this guy. He doesn't know how to take a hint to be left alone. And he's always pushing the boundaries. And that was good to hear, I think. I knew I was right, but when even more, it felt good. Samantha wrote me and said, well, they didn't print his name the way he wanted in this article. Turns out he was wandering around highways in the woods. R.I.P. This guy, Baer, got hit by a truck the other day.
It's unbelievable. Did you look at that article?
Yeah, days after a 30-year-old man was found dead on Megget Highway, Charleston County deputies, this is South Carolina, have released stills of a truck they're hoping to identify as they investigate the case as a hit and run. Matthew David Baer was training for a 6-month hike on the Appalachian Trail by walking alongside SC Highway 165, his mother Linda said.
I always wonder about that. You see some people walking on the highway, and I have ended up walking on the highway in places like that have trails, and sometimes they spit you out where there's like cars driving right there. And I'm like, there's no way that people won't swerve right into you.
Were you training for the Appalachian Trail?
I'm always training for everything. New York is my Appalachian Trail because I'm New York tough.
A driver spotted Baer's body in the road surrounded by vehicle parts, called deputies around 9:30 p.m.
What a chilling sentence.
Yeah. He was pronounced dead at the scene with multiple traumatic injuries. They're trying to find this truck that somehow they have. I guess the bump. They lost the front of it. GMC Sierra made between 2005 and 2015. They're looking for. Baer attended Addlestone Hebrew Academy, an academic magnet high school, before he graduated and moved to Israel for a decade. His mother said he moved back to Charleston and began training for his planned hike about 2 months ago. His mom said he's an intelligent, creative, and caring person.
What's his mom gonna say?
Right. He makes killer hats. Nobody
Does that mean
wants
Benny
them.
doesn't get the hat?
Benny is not getting this fucking hat for nothing. God damn it. That's the
boy. He
thing.
found a way to not send it to us.
Right. How you like this?
Yeah.
Found at the scene was the grill of a truck and a childlike hat.
That would be crazy if he's wearing it at the time.
And my girlfriend Kyle is so sweet that she can't help but feel bad now. Like, shouldn't I have just taken the hat?
Oh, I'm very proud of myself for not feeling bad.
Right.
Yeah. I am so sick of feeling bad for people who do weird shit.
Right.
But
But
I'll
the
tell
mom,
you this. R.I.P. There you go.
R.I.P. There you have it.
I believe in him resting in peace.
But he would have killed that Appalachian Trail.
He would have killed something. I don't know. Fucking wacko.
Well, luckily, Chemda didn't do the eulogy. Also, he did, of course, send the hat before he died, despite me saying, just let it go. It's not worth it, right? I'm giving you agita also. But because he passed away on Christmas, I said, Benny, the creep died, so you may now have the hat. So he has that. The hat did make it. He can rest in heaven knowing that.
Full circle with the hat.
Yes, that's right.
It's such an insane story. Also, we got to follow up the people who had the hit and run. They fixed up their truck real quick, like nothing to see here.
Right.
And it's just such a sad story all around. Oof.
Right. All right. The last one in the category of most heartbreaking moment.
How did somebody's son just died and you managed to go over there and go, what did you think about your son? Like, for real?
Right.
I don't know.
I couldn't do it.
We got to get the scoop on this. First of all, what scoop are you getting? How many man hours for? Let's make sure that his mom knows how to describe him. Right. It was so weird. Okay.
People said they liked this clip that I'm about to play, but I didn't know where to put it. So I hope I picked well. I put it, of course, under most heartbreaking. This is from Nonsense, the show, episode number 5 with Kyle Ocasio and Carmen Lynch. The breakdancing cop. This is featuring Mark DeMayo. I'm going to call it gunplay.
So tell us some good gun stories.
A good gun story?
You ever have to shoot a guy in the face when it's too much?
I never had to shoot anybody, and that's
really wow.
See, that's the problem with not shooting. You almost want
it bums you out, right?
Yeah.
Like, what did I do?
You have a joke about
you become a boring,
homicide.
You become a boring person because everybody always asks you, "Did you have to shoot anybody?"
Yeah, it's the holidays. You're meeting people.
When you say no at a party, you just became like the most boring person in the room.
Yeah, I'm the same detective. You know what I mean? We shot the same amount of people in the face.
How could you be a cop for 20 years and never shoot anybody?
Not even in the toe.
No.
Not even in the dick, nothing.
No, and then there's cops that get into force shootouts. It's luck, really, man. Some people. No, I'm telling you, man.
Well, I'm sorry to hear.
And some people just draw like a bed. They're like, I have a gray cloud around them. I always try to avoid working with those people. There was people that I worked with that there was always something bad happen, or just one person that is, you work with them, and they may not be your partner, but something bad always happening, and you stay away from that guy. You walk into a bodega, there's always a robbery going down.
You ever have a dream? You shoot somebody in the bodega, you wake up kind of excited, and then you realize, fuck, it's just a dream.
Yeah. Yeah. All the time.
Yeah, poor guy. Poor guy. That is heartbreaking. I think I picked the right category.
By the way, speaking of dreams, the last week or two, I've actually been remembering some of my dreams. I'm not going to bore you with my actual dream, but what's interesting is last night, my dream had Voodoo Lulu and Matt Backus they're a couple. Okay. And I saw Adam Brown, and there's all these moments of, wait, why am I here? Oh my God, no one's wearing a mask. Or like, I wanted to say hi to Adam, and I'm like, don't get near me. So I had mask fear in my dream last night in at least 3 different areas because I went out to like meet with people all in one place, and I'm just panicking in my sleep. So yay.
When Kyle will have a dream that we have a fight in the dream, you know how like as soon as you wake up, it still bothers you a little bit.
Yeah.
So she calls me and she goes, so I came to visit you, and you were working, you had other people in your house working on your work, and you said you didn't have time for me. So I start getting defensive even about the arguments that never happened. And I go, well, maybe you missed in the dream. Well, I said I was working all day. Maybe you went to bed late and didn't hear that part.
Did you get my flowers to say I won't be able to hang out with you today?
Yeah.
Maybe check your mail once in a while.
Check your dream phone. Which leads us to the next category, best fight. From episode 3317, Working the Polls. This is Keith versus his dad, the final letter. And I sent out the final dad email. For more detail, you can check out Daddy Issues, but I'm going to read the email to you right now. It was sent to my dad and all the siblings. The subject, the time has come. Hello, everyone. I wouldn't say I'm sending this information about Dad being cruel and manipulative with a heavy heart.
Oh, poor Keith still can't say the word.
Yeah, but it autocorrects it, so it's okay. Frankly, it feels very freeing, and maybe it feels unnecessary, like it's not new news, but for me, it feels important to write. And maybe it's a long time coming. At 46 years old, it feels silly to have these daddy issues, but I finally figured out how cruel he's been and he was as we were all growing up. And yes, of course, I know he was CC'd along with all of us. That's not so that any of you feel you need to address anything or put him in his place. And I know I'm not looking for a debate because I know he's completely wrong. It really is for me to feel more free. I'm not trying to be petty or shocking. It's something that could have helped me personally a lot sooner. Maybe this helps you deal with other weird lies that he's been using on you. Now, I don't know, like, when did each sibling open up this email? What are they thinking already, you know?
And what's funny is, you know, the term weird lie is not really, I mean, we should coin it. I think you did. I don't know. Right. But weird lie, I think, is so easy to write in this email to your siblings because they know what a weird lie is because that's what their life has been.
This email took 10 minutes to write. No exaggeration. It just flowed. The above link has hours of listening, but each link can easily be read in minutes to get the whole story of what's been going on. And I refuse to subscribe to the idea of me having to keep dad's tricks a secret because of social norms.
I like this could also be an infomercial. The above link has hours of entertainment, but you can also get...
Wait, there's more.
Right?
Never let someone take advantage of you because of that, especially so-called loved ones. Besides, after you learn what happened, how is it even possible for me to suck it up and hug him hello at some holiday I feel obliged to go to, or to even fake smile through a superficial phone call? And then in parentheses, it's not a real question, of course. I just know that I refuse to do it anymore, and it took me too long to get to this place. Again, this is more for me than anything else. It was trauma, and this is freeing. The narcissist, then parentheses, literally by the horrible clinical definition, I believe, kept lying while I showed him I know everything he did, and it really made me realize how this kind of thing went on all these decades. In fact, I just recently learned the word triangulate. It's like if you showed someone the text proving they cheated on you and the person denies it as you show them the screenshot. But the proof is right here. It wasn't me. When you know the truth, you're allowed to live in it. You don't have to make excuses or shrug it off because you were tricked into thinking you need to be the better person. This isn't just some old man. His personality is exactly the same as it's been his whole life, as we were little children, when he kept trying to make us feel that he's going to die any day, and when all his stories never quite made sense. Now, what's Dad thinking right now as he's reading this, do you think?
I don't know, because it's very dangerous to think from our perspective what we would be thinking. I think that this personality just starts telling another story as soon as they read it. You don't win these things. You win in like, I said it, I left it there, I get to leave now. But they could read this whole thing and start a new truth for themselves in the way that it adds up for themselves, because it doesn't matter. He says he has 3 doctorates. Why does it, like, he obviously has a very good imagination. Like, he'd be great at improv, except terrible because it wouldn't add up to the universe that he created. But we've noticed that his universe doesn't have to match the new universe that he makes up.
I went on, I found this interesting. If I'm behind on work or fucking up on something personally, I usually have a stress dream about it. I still dream about not being prepared for a high school test, for example. Anyway, during all these emails...
Because you're still not prepared.
Right. During all these emails of... Right. I never did study for the test, after all. During all these emails of... Right. I mean, that was decades ago. What am I going to do? Look up the Pythagorean theorem? Anyway, during all these emails of catfishing Dad to see what he does behind our backs to cause problems so that he's the hero that fixes them, I never had one single dream about being nervous or feeling wrong about it. I did, in fact, have at least one dream where he caught me, but they never came with dream anxiety. Even in the dream, I said, yes, I did that. And this is more me talking to myself, but like I said, maybe it helps someone else also, but it doesn't have to. I'm done making excuses for him to myself, such as finding a kernel of truth and pretending he's just exaggerating. That's something I hope everybody in their life stops. You know, when you know somebody's lying, well, maybe they mean, no, you know they're lying to you. He's a chronic liar and he manipulated love our whole life. That isn't just silly. He is very deliberate and very cruel. You could talk to me about this privately altogether or not at all. But I got to tell you one more time. Thank goodness we had and have each other. Imagine any of us having him as a father and being an only child. And I appreciate you all very much. We always talk, Dad, and we always will. That's not because of your good parenting. It's despite your bad parenting, and we should be proud. Thanks, everyone. Goodbye, Dad.
Oh, that's what he heard. We should be proud. Ah, and then he cuts everything else, shows it to your mom, and Christmas is coming.
Right. So again, more. I'll catch you up on everything on daddy issues in your VIP package. But yeah, place your bets. What happens next? I will not send any email to him personally ever again for the rest of my life.
I think fair
There's
enough.
not going to be a phone call. I can't even imagine how a phone call would go. I don't see doing that at all. Now, where could you place your bets? I assume at my bookie, Chemda. Yeah, even my dad now will be like, well, your mother's in a home now. Would you like to know information? I'm like, wow, even this. No, a sibling will tell me, fuck off. But I won't even write you. And it's been feeling good.
It's so funny because, Keith, I think last year you've learned a lot about your dad in the last couple of years. And then that like seemed to clear up things in so many ways. And so once you had one feeling, you're like, oh, this is what feelings are. I just wrote this in 10 minutes. There's your feelings.
Yeah, a lot of them tied together, these feelings. That's the thing. All right, continuing best fight from episode 3223, 2020 24-hour marathon. The Goots with Sarah Hartshorn, Wendy Starling, and Ray Goots. This is Ray versus Chemda. This I thought was interesting. He rates this article about having sex for the first time like a year or so ago. The dad reads this article and was upset because he assumed when girls were coming into
no, the
their
article
house,
about me. No, he got upset about he was already dead when I had sex.
Okay.
The article in 2014 he was upset about.
Oh, which just said that
They
you're
just
an
said,
adult
don't worry about
virgin.
not having sex, which is
Right.
completely wrong.
And he was upset because why did you have girls in your room if you're not fucking? So you let him down.
Yes.
That's got to do a number on you, I would think.
Yeah, like my mom didn't care, but
Like some people are upset. The dad dies. He didn't get to see me on stage. He didn't get to see me be a success. You're a little upset.
Get to see me fuck.
Yeah. Well, because when he was a younger guy before he met my mom, he was a player.
Right.
I thought
And that's much better.
But
I follow.
But my mom had a good point. My mom said, "Well, when he was like in his teenage years, you should have taught him how to be a player, not just assume that he's going to learn how to do that."
Yeah. Yeah, well, he's got to read a book from some losers.
Do we have to share the world with everybody?
My mom was like, "What do you expect? You didn't teach him anything about how to talk to women or how to like hook up. So how did you expect him just to learn?"
Do you think you could try just talking to them like they're men?
I like women more than men. Like you seem to have this impression that I have more
men and
respect
women are
for
the
men.
same.
No, that I have more respect for men than women, and I don't. I have more respect for women than men. I don't really fucking have that.
I
Many
love that
male
you think
friends.
that.
Why do you think I think that, or it's not like a fucking fact? Why do you think I think that? I want to know that. Why?
What?
Why do you think like I like that you think that, or like that that's not like a fact in my that I have? I don't really. The more older I get, I have more female friends than male friends.
That are 21.
No, that are also different age. Christina that lives with me is fucking in her 30s. Or is that just not a fucking fact? Is that just not a fucking fact you want to engage? You just want to engage the fact that I hang out with a 21-year-old and I fucking made out with a 24-year-old the other day. Is that the only thing you want to fucking is that the only thing you want to fucking focus on? You want to focus on the fact that I have fucking friendships with women in their 30s? Because you just seem to want to have this fucking narrative about me, Chemda.
Oh.
That's what you seem to want to have. I like that you think that.
Why don't you
I don't have a lot of male friends. My male friends are from fucking high school. I don't get along with like men as I get older.
You're a girls guy?
I'm not a girls guy. Just like I fucking get along better with women. I like men are like weird. They're either like ultra fucking Joe Rogan, Luis Gomez, or they're fucking like hipster nerds. I don't like. There's no like middle ground anymore with guys anymore. So I don't get along with them.
It's his birthday. He doesn't have a gun. Can I just say?
Yeah. No, but it's just these weird. Like I like that you think like you have this narrative in your head about me. I feel this is what I feel. I feel
I'm
like you have
literally
this
just repeating the stories back at you.
Yeah,
that
I
you're
know.
saying.
But like you get like this. I like that you think that. Like, okay, so maybe I'm okay. I guess my friends are all men. Sorry, I fucking forgot about these imaginary men that I'm friends with.
I said that I like that you think that, but you're threatening murder to everybody who called you something that you don't appreciate.
Yeah, I am the guy on the internet. The incel guy, yeah, fuck him.
The guy on the internet.
Yeah, whoever, the message board guy.
The nerd.
Yeah.
Cool guy.
All right.
I think she can have a better attitude on your birthday, right?
Hey, well, it's
Yeah.
not really my birthday anymore.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, fuck off.
Yeah, she
Oh,
can
well,
have
then,
whatever
yeah, then
attitude
who
she
gives a
wants.
shit?
I misunderstood.
You mad at me, bro?
No, I'm cool. I just this is a podcast. You're supposed to like engage.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're supposed to say yes and him just like, I like that you think that. We're like, this is going to be a funny riff. And he's like, you know what? Like, fuck you, you fucking stupid cunt. Listen.
I didn't say that. I don't.
First of all, Keith can make jokes all day long about me. And we'll riff and go back and forth. But a woman question me?
I'm not even 21.
And I'll tell you what, I hang out with a lot of women. I don't even like dudes. They're either, you know why? Because I can't control men. I already have explained this to you.
I don't know why Wendy has to bring me up. She's trying to get me killed. If he doesn't see what I'm doing, he doesn't see what I'm doing.
Wendy was like,
what are you going to do? Ladies and gentlemen, up next,
Oh,
best fight 32-36. Parasite with Billy Procida and Andrea Allen. Chemda's at it again. Chemda versus Billy.
I'd be happy to apologize for that or to bury that hatch.
I'm just saying, I know I see online a lot of fights.
Then maybe
and-
you
and
should
I
point
didn't-
out, be like, Billy, you're fighting.
Well,
right
here's
now."
the thing.
Oh, yeah, give Keith the
Yeah,
word.
Keith, I can.
Yeah.
I didn't even bother to have any ready or print any out because I thought it's so obvious. You're always fighting, but if you don't see it, I don't know what to tell
I also
you.
don't see them all as fighting. I mean, like, I was in like I also try to avoid comment threads in general. But I did choose to engage in one like yesterday about service worker tipping stuff and minimum wage increases and things. And I just calmly like pointed out my point of view. Someone else started popping off about it.
What was your calm point of view?
I could probably pull it up. I don't want to like misquote it, but it was something along the lines of someone was saying that like raising the minimum wage wouldn't help service workers because they make more than what that would be. And then something about like if you can't afford to tip 20%, like you can't afford to go out at all.
What'd you say?
I just politely disagreed with that. And then instead of trying to get into a fight, like one of the things I tried to offer was like, okay, hey, like, would you be into like this type of a policy proposal? Like,
Wait, what? So,
and instead of trying to be like switch sides and
if
agree
you don't
with me,
have 20% tip, what's your suggestion?
I mean, it all depends. Well, this person was talking about bartending, which I don't always see as percentages, but that's just me. Like I'm a get a drink, tip $1 per drink type of guy.
What happens if I want to go to the restaurant, but I don't have the 20% to tip?
I don't know.
Should I not eat there or should I eat there?
I don't believe you should not be allowed to eat out because you can't give a certain amount.
I'm allowed to eat there.
I mostly believe that a restaurant should pay people a living wage.
But I'm allowed to eat there. I don't have 20%. What should I do?
Well, first of all, I appreciate sex
I don't know. I think you should be allowed to go there.
Stance. What are we doing?
Yeah, I think you should be allowed to go.
Allowed to go.
But I've also been told apparently that's wrong. But also, like, I don't want your service worker fans, yelling at me. Like, if
I'm yelling at you. Talk to me.
What?
I don't. Is this crazy?
Yeah, I think you should be allowed to eat somewhere.
I am allowed to eat
and I
there.
think
What
that
should
place,
I do?
I think you should do what you can.
Can I put 10%?
I mean, can you physically do it? Sure. I mean, do I think you're supposed to do more
So
than
these
that?
are how the
Yeah.
comments go, right?
No, not at all. Because normally I'm not like on
You're
live
not
air.
You're not taking a stance here.
I think you can do all that. I think
It's your God-given right to go into a restaurant.
What do you think, Keith?
No one's kicking me out for not paying 20%.
Correct.
I'm going to pay 5%. What do you
Yeah.
think of that? Should I have gone to that restaurant?
I mean, was that literally the best you could do?
Fuck you. I put 5%.
She could have got a second job.
Yeah. No. I'm asking if you like, look, my personal financial situation can dictate my tipping sometimes. Because
Yeah,
if I am flush,
I
I like to
couldn't
give
put-
extra.
I
But
couldn't
if you
put-
literally can. Now I've been.
I couldn't put more than 5%, so I put 5%. Was
You know
that was that okay for me?
You know
to go
what
to
I
that
would do?
restaurant?
Like personally, I can't tell you what's right or wrong because this is subjective. But what I
That's
would,
what we're talking
right.
about.
But what I would personally do is I'd probably leave a note, be like, look, did the best I can. Like that's what I would do.
You would put 5% and a note.
Have you ever?
No,
left
I'm
a
asking.
note?
You're asking me in that situation for you what to do, and I'm
Because
telling
this
you
is
what
what
I
we're
would do.
talking about.
Okay, well, what would you do if you couldn't? If the bill came out more than maybe you thought, and then it came out?
I would not go to the restaurant if I can't tip 20%. That's what we're arguing. I say, no, you can't go to the restaurant unless you tip 20%. It's not against the law.
Okay.
You physically can, but you
Yeah.
should not, because me as a waiter, fuck your fucking note.
Uh-huh.
Can I give this note to my landlord?
Cool. If I went to go treat myself to a burger because I just got laid off a job,
You cannot do that in a place where there are waiters. You do that somewhere else.
I ultimately think that that restaurant should be paying a living wage, and
That's a different story.
that's more what I was talking about in this particular thread.
Oh, then you don't know how to argue, because if that was your point, you should have started with that.
Well, I also
Why
am trying
did
to
we have this whole fucking conversation?
Clearly, I'm bad. I don't because you wanted to have
Holy
it. I
shit!
think because you wanted to pick a fight.
No, I did not. Listen back to this. How is this a thing, Keith? Your face needs to be my face now. You go.
Ultimately, I would just go like, look, that's not I don't want to get into an argument about it. No, because for example, in this comment there, we were, to my understanding, having a discussion, and I don't think anyone yelled at each other. No one could. No, but look, no one could. Look, go look up the comment thread.
She's laughing her lips
Go look
off.
up Eric Frost's comment thread with me, Neruda, and Eric Frost. I think it was pretty civil.
This is my dad telling me to read the Bible to find out about God.
And
No,
then,
thanks.
And instead of trying to yell at him to change his point of view, I was asking him genuinely, like, okay, cool. What if this was the policy? What if servers had a choice between taking a minimum wage, which would be more of a guarantee, but not as much as
You want to know why I just got upset?
Why?
Because you didn't stay on the topic that you brought up, and then you circled it around.
I wanted to bring up the thread, and you were
not-
trying to. You were just let's go with it.
to listen back.
I will.
Okay. Oh, I love it.
I mean, I didn't come here wanting to pick fights.
Me neither.
No,
Nobody does.
you literally tried to pick a fight just now. Now I don't think that was fair.
Holy shit!
She tried to trick you, right? A little bit.
No, I think it was all your mastermind plan.
I'm the only one who didn't say a word.
I think you knew what would happen.
Holy fucking Keith! Did I do something? I will accept it.
I don't think anyone did a bad thing. I think
You just said.
Well, how are we gonna get
you
anywhere?
said I picked a fight.
no.
with
I
you.
didn't. No, I just said no one did a
This is
bad
what's
thing. I don't
infuriating.
think that's a bad thing.
To pick a fight with you and say that I didn't.
What? I feel like I'm getting my words twisted here, but I don't care enough about the topic. You were asking a question about a recent example. I tried to give a recent example, not anticipating we were going to have to re-engage with that subject. It wasn't a subject I wanted to argue about.
Chemda's having PTSD.
Oh my god! I was okay.
I hate these people during arguments, and then it's like, well, I don't think anybody did a bad thing. Like, yeah, well, who's wrong here? Like, now we're talking about the word bad is evil. Like, is that a trick people do? Yeah, you physically can leave a $5 bill. What are we? Is this
I think
deliberate?
it's equivalent to saying calm down. Don't worry about if I'm calm or not. Okay.
Right.
Do you feel threatened? No. So if I flail my arms, like, is that distracting? Use your words. I don't know. It's like, how does this always happen with Billy? And I know I'm about to hear a clip under best fight with me and Billy. And I'm like, okay, let's go in there. Chemda, maybe you pounced on this poor little boy. And I was ready to accept that. And every single thing that I responded with originally, I responded when he said, I don't care that much about his topic. My eyes almost fell out of my eyeball socket place.
All right. Let's take a commercial break. This is from episode 3246, Weird But Not True, with Kyle Thompson and Laura Regan, our buddies at Vistaprint. May I mention this? Vistaprint! New year, new you. Use Vistaprint and change your life. Live in the now. Get your business cards. Don't be, hey, I want to do business with you. Here's my number on a napkin. Get out of my house. And how did you get in my house that I don't even have your number yet?
That's a far-fetched scenario.
I don't like it. I don't want to be in that situation. You're not wrong, Kyle. It's fucking crazy. How would that even happen? No. Have a professional card. You're a professional person. All right. Vistaprint wants you to be able to own the now in any situation, even if it's your own home or a bar. What are we talking about? Inexpensive business cards. You get 1 million cards for pennies. Or you can, buy somebody a $50 drink and fingers crossed. Oh, come on. Use your brain. Vistaprint wants you to be able to own the now in any situation, which is why our listeners will get free shipping on all business cards. Who's running this company? Dum-dums? So as many cards as you get, they're going to give you free shipping. Okay, I guess that's legal. Do it. Take advantage before they rub their eyes and wake the fuck up. Good for you, Vistaprint. That is a deal. Andrea, triple our order. I'm not even joking. Yeah, the Aloha sign. I'm serious. Listeners get free shipping on all business cards, any style, any quantity. Just go to vistaprint.com and enter promo code KATG for free shipping on all business cards, even if the amount puts them out of business. Wow. All right. That's the business plan. You got to do one better than the competition. Any style, any quantity. Limited time offer, I would think. I would think so. Okay. On the now at vistaprint.com. Promo code is KATG. That's the key, of course. Vistaprint.com. Promo code KATG.
I actually need to reorder my business card, so thanks for that reminder.
It works out. You're welcome.
And I just ordered a bunch of business cards while you were talking.
Yeah, that's the smartest way to do it. I don't know how limited is limited, people.
Thank you, Vistaprint.
Right. And sorry if we took advantage. But,
Oh, I'm totally using that code.
yeah, I'm using the code. I'm not going to use the code. I'd rather just punch my penis off. No, I'll use the code. By the way, cut that out just a little minute earlier. All right, so Chemda's going to...
Code KATG. I can't with this one.
Okay. Oh, my.
By the way, that was our final episode pre-quarantine, and we didn't know it. It's not like we're like, okay, and ready for final episode. It was a doozy. Whew. And then we thought that was a doozy, and then we were like, oh, quarantine, pandemic. Oh, okay.
All right, here we go. Next category is best rant. What did you guys pick? What was the biggest rants of the year? From episode 3241, Women Are Ugly.
Oh boy.
By the way, I when we do like a controversial title, I still want to make sure grammar's correct. I'm like, it's the word are, A-R-E. That's like is, so that should be capitalized, right? It's really important. I don't want people to think like women are ugly. Is the grammar correct? I want them to know it's correct.
It's like women are ugly, but are you stupid?
Yes.
So it discounts that women potentially are ugly.
Yes. This is Chris Matthews. I never said his name right. I think I do this in the clip too.
I like that you mispronounce a couple of people's name here and again because it's a payback for everybody mispronouncing mine.
That's right.
Like, even American names are difficult, folks.
Chris Matthews, and what can I say? Chris Mathers was fired.
Matthews?
Chris Matthews. With too many. You know what?
Yeah.
The way you ever hear him talk?
Why can't people understand me?
There's no way he can pronounce his name, let alone me pronouncing it.
Muscles.
He was fired from Hardball for inappropriate.
He's a hard ass.
He was inappropriately flirting with women, female guests, and he's a big fat idiot. Says this paper that I wrote over in pen. An MSNBC insider told the Post that network executive told Phil Griffin told Matthews over the weekend in Washington, D.C., from where Hardball is broadcast, that he had to resign or retire immediately. You may have seen him a lot during these debates.
What are they saying? I can't even understand.
He's 74. He said that he's leaving his post to make way for younger generations who are improving the workplace.
Oh, like the church.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the church starts these awesome trends.
I want the younger generation in right now. You would think I would finish this political cycle. It ends at the end of the year. And I've been part of all the debates, and Super Tuesday just happened.
And I clearly love my job.
But you know what? I think I'm going to make way now, because now's prime time for these young kids.
Mm-hmm. They're just finishing college.
And you heard this announcement. What else did he say?
He said, I'm making way for the young.
Mm-hmm.
And also something about that. He's learned that complimenting a woman is not the way to go in the workplace.
Right.
It never was, and it certainly isn't now.
Oh, and that's all part of the same paragraph.
Keith, I've been meaning to talk to you.
I want the next generation.
I know that you really like my t-shirt, but it was really inappropriate.
Let me tell you something. This is Keith Malley of Keith and the Girl.
Can you let Andrea take over for the next generation, please?
Okay, listen to me closely, everybody. All women are ugly, and I'm never giving a compliment ever again. Okay? The climate is too angry. Okay, you hear me?
That is exactly what we need. Thank you, Keith.
You hear me, dogs and men? And
You got to
others.
do it in a whistle pitch for them
Yeah.
to hear it.
Hey, over here.
He really said he's retiring to make way for the young, and
Right.
because he has complimented women and now he knows it's the wrong thing.
Two things can be true.
I mean, what a mensch.
I passed a woman on the street today and I looked her right now. I go, no. Yeah. I point my hand up and down. I don't even look up and down. That'll confuse them. But I point my finger up and down and I go, nothing here. Nothing.
Thank you. I would love that.
Not your physical looks, not your choice of fashion, not the shoes you're borrowing. Nothing here. Goodbye.
What did he actually do?
I'll tell you what he did.
He complimented someone.
He said, he told somebody, I like your shoes.
You know what? That's a nice blouse.
You can't even, what can you do today? Andrea brought me water today. I go, fuck you. I don't want her calling the police.
Well, I made her feel comfortable, and that's nice of you.
Everything can be misconstrued nowadays, you know?
Yeah.
I get on a bus, there's women, I turn right the fuck around. I'll walk miles. Because I don't want to bump a woman by accident. Then what do? I say, excuse me, please? Oh, please what? Please suck my prick? I didn't say that. I said, excuse me, please, like I'm sorry.
Man, it's hard to be one of the good ones.
Sorry for what? Don't want to put my balls in your mouth? No, I didn't say that. I said nothing like that. God, me too. Sometimes it feels like me only. Too much.
I like your this dude is the character. I like this character doing the getting caught cheating and going, what?
Yeah.
What did I don't know. Oh, we didn't have an open relationship.
Okay. All right. When I said to death do us part, you meant, but nobody else also. You and me together, only to death do us part. Okay. I thought love made more love. But okay. I am only with you. This is what you like. Now I know that.
You're so sensitive.
Oh my goodness.
You flirt with people too.
A waitress comes, right. You said hi to somebody once. A waitress gave me a muffin today. And she goes, how was it? And I go, don't worry about it. Because I don't need a fucking lawsuit. How was your muffin? Never mind the word muffin. I didn't even
leading the witness.
I didn't even think of that at the time.
Well, now you're thinking.
Yeah, leading leads to bleeding, vagina, periods. No,
Wow.
thank you.
Wow, what a connection.
No, thank you. These lawyers are crafty. They wake up in the morning. How may I fuck you? God damn it.
You can't. How may I fuck you?
I won't even talk anymore. Do you know I don't even talk to women? Because I respect them and I don't want there to be confusion in the.
I noticed you weren't looking at me this whole episode.
No need.
I appreciated it.
I'm not even listening to you. I'm not getting suckered in. This is bullshit. You guys feel it. You know what I mean. You see all these comedy shows coming out now. Titles like these guys, sorry, not sorry. Oops, did I say that? Fuck me, I guess.
What can I say?
Because what can I say? Because it's like too much. It's too much.
I like that your special is called What Can I Say?
What can I say?
What can I say and get paid for? That's
Right.
the complete title.
What can I say? Me and my writers and the producers and HBO.
What can I say in this outfit?
I get a knock on the door and I hear delivery. I go, man or woman? Do you know how many women delivery people there are nowadays? I lose 3/4 of my packages easily, but guess who's not in jail? This guy, me. Not me. Safety first, Chemda. Safety first.
Oh my goodness. You know, I always think you have so much balls to go into that kind of line of joking because isolated, it just seems like that's what you believe. So you're creating a character for this idiot,
Right.
but you're just like, no, I don't talk to women. They're all ugly. Like just
Right.
all the way.
Well, I think let's say somebody does believe in this character, right? Worst case. Good. Then they don't talk to women. Good. Let's make it that way then. You may not tell if you're really confused, but then you tell them that and they go, no, I think I got it after all. Oh, okay. I can still talk to women now that I think about it.
It is like people taking Stephen Colbert literally.
Right.
That's dangerous. But what are you going to do?
All right, here we go. Up next, best rant is from episode 3276, Die Trying, the George Floyd riots. This is George Floyd, bad police, and unrelatable family. On my family group chat, and I love them all, and I always will. And this is more ignorance than being an asshole. So I don't want to necessarily call them out. So for the sake of telling this story, I'm going to pretend I have 62 siblings, okay? So you're not going to know who's who. But one of them says, oh, well, we just got a curfew in my area. First time they rate to this group chat. First time we really talked about these riots. And then somebody says, yeah, my town too. And then
that is pretty scary.
Yeah, 5 people. 37 people all over America, and it's each of our towns.
Mm-hmm.
So I go, well, 2 minutes later, I type, I was out of my head, and I told Siri to play music. She played Fiona Apple's Under the Table, and I'm crying. Jesus. The burning protesters aren't burning houses, but the National Guard is shooting paint cans at residential houses. What the fuck? And then one of my siblings says, I thought we weren't supposed to go out. Now, right there, I'm like, let's pretend I read that. Maybe I read it wrong. Please, my hand's on my head right now. Please tell me I read this wrong. Fuck, man. What the fuck? I read this right. You're not being sarcastic, going, we can't go out because of the virus. And what the fuck? You know, and by the way, when I'm listening to music, I wanted to find Gal Gadot's rendition of Fuck the Police, but she didn't put her friends together to do that, so I had to find my own music.
Xerxes commented, he said, now's a good time for NWA to come out with a new album.
Right. It's called, huh?
It's called What I Tell You.
Right. So I typed, well, I think people can't be tricked to stay inside if the violence is making people scream. Like, gotcha, civilians. I heard there's a virus. You can't tell me what to do. Really, then I can't take a ticket from a cop because you can't be 6 feet.
That's a good point.
Then the same person writes in the chat, well, I guess I'll be less violent. And I'm like, nope, I read it correctly the first time. Motherfuck.
What do you mean, I guess I'll be less violent?
So it's saying it's defensive, and it's saying, what did I do? The same person later says, look, I'm not going to be a victim. I'm like, what? I guess I'll be less violent. Like I'm not kicking. I'm not burning down a house. I'm not a cop that's kicking a kid. I'll try to be less violent then. Like motherfucker.
So there are other sarcastic Mallies in your household?
Yeah, but all I wanted, and I understand I'm acting like things had to be my way, but all I wanted was for out of 38 people, one of them to go, yeah, I'm going nuts too. It's fucking crazy. It would have felt good. I know I go to one sibling if I want to talk to my dad and talk about fucking with my dad with no judgments. I know I go to another sibling if I want logic. I know who to call without a question if I need somebody with empathy. So here's 5 of you. Who has, you know what I mean? It's like somebody posts pictures to all 5 of us like, oh, here's my sunset. I don't write, when it's a picture, I give a fuck. I go, okay, let's see if somebody else will chime in on that one.
Oh, I see.
Not for me. I didn't go, who cares? I don't really see it. Put it on your wall. It's so beautiful. No, I go, okay, you like it. Maybe someone else will. I care.
You're like, this group chat, this particular thing is not for me.
Yeah. It's not for me. 37 of us left. Someone will like it. I go, well, it's the best you could do. I didn't mean to pick on you. So now I'm angry. And the person says, I'm sure things will be different from now on. And I'm like, oh, you motherfucker. It feels different to me. I'll tell you that. And I texted, well, then fuck it. I cleared my ducts anyway. My tear ducts. And then I go, I can't help it. And I type, I can't help it. This doesn't feel different than any protest against violent cops you heard of in your life. I'm not saying it'll take, but this feels bigger. And seeing the cops be even more sicker, I feel, is different. It's like Chemda said, the police are not doing their jobs right, and they don't even care that there's video on them while they're destroying lives at will. Is it new? I don't know. But obviously it's not new. But still, whoa.
No. Of course, it's not new, and that's why so many people are more and more outraged. It's like, really, again, I don't know. You got thousands of people out during a pandemic where they're scared for their lives. Do you think anyone's saying something?
It's like my siblings are, and let's take Occupy Wall Street, and you hear people shitting on it, and then they go, I don't know what it's about. Well, Google it, then shit on it. I don't know. What is this march with women in pussy hats? It's the dumbest thing. How are you embarrassed? Google pussy hats march. And then have an opinion. You don't know, but your words are the same as mine. Google it. And I get riled up too when I hear the newscasters talking about this is too much. Now, the nonviolence of the great Martin Luther King. Remember how that ended? It wasn't a parade for him, and he went into the sunset. There's the CIA pretending we're going to make him a special day. Really? You tried to kill him if you didn't do it yourself. Okay. You know what it is?
He also wasn't, his peaceful demonstrations are only now considered peaceful. At the time, they were peaceful and intended to be peaceful, and they still called them riots and angry. And it's exactly what people are trying to do now. They literally have their hands up and cops are just pushing them. And so, we're going to remember this as, hey, this was a peaceful protest, but you could spin it however you want, in the news. But now there are more cameras. They used to call it aggressive to sit at a counter as a Black person.
Right. Why you causing trouble?
Yeah, exactly. That was called aggressive. That's not peaceful, but you're just calling that unlawful.
So would my sibling go, well, I'll try not to spit at people at counters? That'd be the dumb shit, right?
That's shitty.
You know what? Life is like a game. No pun on the game of life. But that's what it is. And we're all playing this game together. And it's kind of fake. The rules are kind of flimsy. But we know all our house rules basically are the same. You have civilians, you have cops, everybody. And we all play along. And then somebody cheats. And you try to take care of that. Then you realize they're blatantly stealing 500s from the Monopoly bank. And you have to flip the fucking board over. You're not the asshole that now. No. You decide you're going to burn down the Daughters of the Confederacy building. It's fine. The word daughters is a trick. It's not just a bunch of daughters. They put up those racist statues in Richmond. Those are the assholes. Burn it. I give a fuck. You have Donald Trump saying Antifa is going to be declared a terrorist organization. What about the KKK, the social club? What the fuck? Nothing like family. I'm happy to say that me and my siblings, we're sending memes of the Capitol being burned. So we seem to all be on the same side of that being strange. That's good news.
I wonder, I checked on someone to see hey, did he change his opinion about Trump? And he did not. Just kind of seeing okay, after this, where a lot of people are calling this is the line, LOL. Okay, right. Fine. Those who did vote for them, who you sort of either had respect for them or can find respect for them, or maybe you're just trying to say it's a different political thing. At this point, can you see my point at all?
Right. But there's no way to win because then they get so this was your line?
Yeah. But let me, tell you the bad news. It's not their line. They're still cool with Trump.
All right, here we go. Up next for Best Rant from episode 3245, Hurt So Good, with Lindsay Goldwart, Chemda's life lesson to dads. The billionaire owner of Readies, big grocery chain. His name is John
Catsimatidis.
You know him?
Yeah, I used to work at the Daily News. You got to know who Catsimatidis is.
Well, his store has face recognition software.
Yeah.
To catch shoplifters. Well, he uses that software to see who his daughter's dating. So he'll pay a waiter to take a picture of the guy, covertly, and then he'll send it to her dad, and then the dad would run it through the software and see if the guy's up to supposedly bad business. The guy that she's seeing now happens to be a venture capitalist, and he is pleased.
Can he get out of his daughter's vagina, please?
Right.
Can all fathers get out of your daughter's pussies?
And the daughter is acting
Can
like
you stop wondering what they're shoving up in there on their free fucking time?
Well, they were in the restaurant together.
Or I will tell you, I will make a list of the cucumbers and everything. Get the fuck out of your daughter's ass. You are disgusting. All you're thinking about is her tits and ass.
And can you imagine
all fucking day how hot she is, how everyone's thinking sexually about her? Do you know what that means? You're thinking sexually about your daughter all fucking day, more than the boyfriends that she's going out with, more than people who have been inside of her. You should take a deep fucking look at her. Get your head out of her fucking cunt. It is so nasty. And all she's going to do is find guys that are that fucking up her ass about her fucking sexuality that they're demeaning her. Stop it. You're disgusting. And then she ends up calling you daddy in front of other adults. Disgusting. Stop sending her $20 or $100 or anything. Get the fuck out of her life. Ugh. Throw up on your fucking dick.
It's also like, if you're happy she's on a date with a venture capitalist, why are you ruining it by saying like, oh, my dad just like totally.
What does that mean, by the way? She's out on a date with a venture capitalist.
She's on a date with a really rich guy.
So you're happy.
Because he's rich. She's not a bum. He's not a bum.
So now she's a hooker.
Well,
is that what's happening?
My little girl should be taken care of. I don't want my little girl going out with like a bum, you know?
Yeah, he's throwing money at her.
Well, also, he's probably worried people are going to be with her for her money.
He's fucking her with $100 bills. You happy now?
I don't know.
Why are you picturing it? What are you picturing? Is she getting wet for him? Is that what you're picturing? Do you know what your daughter's labia looks like as an adult, you fucking gross piece of shit? Ugh, I have no respect for you.
I was thinking of it more from a creepy patriarchal misuse of, you know, Israeli security perspective, you know, but it's really disgusting. I can't, that's just so gross to me. Just
what is she, 5?
Yeah,
Did you watch her this closely when she was fucking 5? Did you look through her babysitters and see if she actually got touched by your fucking brother when you left her alone? Did you turn on the cameras then? You disgusting pervert.
He's the king of Gristides.
Yeah, he's the king of something.
He's the king. I think he ran for office a few times.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He's 71. She's the daughter's 29. And
is she old enough for you to stop thinking of her pussy?
He's only gonna want you for your money.
Yeah. No, he wants me for my pussy too. Want to talk about it, daddy?
Whatever.
Is this grossing you out, Andrea? Ugh. Yeah, it should. It should. Right. Fucking looking up the date and then being happy he's a venture capitalist.
So you hold up the app and it sort of it like scrapes your data, right? So it sees your face and it scrapes your LinkedIn, it scrapes your Facebook, it's all your recent searches, and that's what it does. So it's creepy.
It knows my searches?
Yeah, it can find something. So that's the thing but they're using that. The thing about that article is, as gross as that is, it's what they're actually using that technology for. They're using it to catch shoplifters, using it to racially profile people, you know. And then there's these 2 billionaires like Hatzimatidis, whatever, just using it to like profile their daughter's girlfriend, like using this incredibly powerful negative technology just for their own amusement.
No one's good enough for my daughter's pussy.
Right.
She laughed it off, saying, "Dad's just being dad."
What's she gonna say?
I expect my dad to be able to do crazy things. He's very technologically savvy. My date was very surprised.
I'm sure.
Don't give him credit. He's so smart. He's just gonna do it anyway.
Well, you know, Daddy's a 600-pound billionaire, so wait it out. You know
exactly.
what I mean?
Have another steak, Daddy.
Right. Not a problem. Right. Here's some free dessert.
Yeah.
Not a problem at all. Panda, you wait until you're a parent.
Ugh. It really does gross me out. They're just like, oh, this man should take care of you. What?
Right.
In what way? Because I have a job. So, like I said, like it just sounds like so harsh. I remember when my mom was like, you know, you got to find some guy who's going to take care of you, who's got a job, and you have to stay at home and make the babies and whatever. And I go, name a dude my fucking age that is making more money than me. I wasn't even making any money, but like, yeah, name someone in New York City, not even a dude, a human being, male, female, otherwise, whatever. Name that person who can take care of 2 human beings plus more children. It's getting harder out there, Mom. I go, Mom, how much is a light bill? Just 1 month. Just how much? You know, I know that like you had
guessed. You know what she guessed? She guessed a carton of milk. Ma!
And this is the thing. I really liked my parents' division of labor. They each knew what their job was. So it's less confusing. I totally get that. But I don't know. With this mouth, You know, if you're gonna marry for money, you got to be a little nicer. You got to have less opinions.
Well, the final one under best rant is a little message for everybody. It's from episode 3318. We're not going to take it. Ken's vegetarian meals, AKA, you are going to take it.
You just go to the link, keithandthegirl.com/dad. And if you're looking for how to share this show, I believe this is the way in. Like how we sometimes people see over 3,000 episodes, you know, and they get a little intimidated to share it or to start with keithandthegirl.com/dad and also keithandthegirl.com/awards. That'll catch you up so fucking much.
Right. You know, I have gotten a lot of letters, and thank you. That's nice to read, and good for you who wrote them, saying talking my last letter to my dad got them to end a tough relationship, whether it was a loved one like a spouse or a parent. A lot of parent things from adults, meaning I'm 46 years old, and they're like, all right, I finally told them enough. What am I doing? Why am I fake taking it? Because we just take so much stupidity. It doesn't even matter what it is. It could be something innocuous like this dumb story I'm going to tell you. My brother Ken is a vegetarian. He's in Chicago. He sent me pictures of the food he got. It's from this place that seems famous because I mentioned it online and people are trying to defend this place. Like, oh, I love this place. Please don't pick on them. Portillo's hot dogs on Taylor Street in Chicago, Illinois. He ordered the veggie. He's living it up. Right, he just started a new job. Not that he has a lot of money, but he's like, you know what? I'm living it up. I'm gonna get the veggie dog, the veggie hot dog, and I'm gonna get the veggie burger. When I show you these pictures,
by the way,
of keithandthegirl.com,
what an exciting pleasure!
Right,
I did good. I get a hot dog and a burger.
Right.
Man, you guys grew up poor.
That's how we were raised. Right. I'm getting both. I don't have to share it with anybody. Well, this guy gets his food. And again, the pictures will be at keithandthegirl.com. You can see them easily in the app. I'm not exaggerating that the hot dog was 2 pickles and a half a tomato shoved in a hot dog bun. That's it. No veggie dog of any kind, vegetables. And the hamburger was the same thing, but with bigger vegetables to take up the space of a hamburger bun. And like a chunk of lettuce is, I guess, supposed to be the meat, and then other shitty vegetables. And they gave that to him. And he didn't, it's not like welcome to meat.com. And he said, fuck you. It's the constitutional right. You have to make me. This is on the menu. And he even
I
asked.
thought there was a dog in that
No, it was a pickle.
Oh,
there's no hot dog in that. There's no patty in that. And it's just vegetables. So are these kids, were they in the back being like, I don't know what the fuck a veggie burger is. I guess we just put vegetables in the burger. Well, should we make it different than the hot dog? Yeah, in the hot dog we put your more horizontal vegetables, your pickles and your tiny pickles.
Do you think Ken ordered wrong? I don't mean to throw him under the bus, but
no, he asked, I don't even know why he would have asked. I wouldn't have, but he asked, is there a patty in the veggie burger? And the woman was like, yeah, and then just got a salad in between bread for
and
both
he didn't
of
go
them.
back and go, where's the patty?
I think he's just too fucking shocked.
Okay. Wow.
Maybe he's somebody that doesn't want to make a scene. But I put this online. Yeah, don't try their corned beef. Who the fuck knows what's in that? But I mean, picture you opened up a box at the store and it said veggie patties, and then you open the box and just vegetables fall out of it. So I picture like kids in the back, like, oh, let's do that. And then are they nervous that you're going to eat it or whatnot? And then I show this online thinking it's so funny, and people are defending it. Like some joking, like, don't be a pussy. That's what you get for ordering vegetables. But others being serious. Courtney said, do not come after Portillo's. I swear I will unsubscribe over this. I love them.
By the way, I am a fan of vegetarian food. A lot of when I order Asian, a lot of that is vegetarian, and I'm not bothered by vegetables and no meat. But that sounds ridiculous. That's not a veggie lifestyle.
Well, Courtney says, I wouldn't order anything vegetarian from Portillo's. Why? Because you expect they throw a salad at your face? Why wouldn't you if you're vegetarian? They have it on their menu. Again, he didn't go, it's my right. Madeline Brott, we know her. She says, there are so many excellent things to eat at Portillo's, and that is not high on my list, even within the veg options.
Yeah, it's almost like he's wrong, right? Because you don't go to a hot dog place and go, I guess.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, so pickles shoved in a hot dog bun and lettuce taking the place of a veggie patty isn't at the top of her list, I guess. Like, what can you... Everybody just takes shit in this world. No, tell your dad to fuck off.
Or the regular hot dogs are so fucking magnificent, which I don't know.
But
that
who
I've ever-
cares? This doesn't make sense. You got pickles and tomato in a bun. That doesn't make sense. Let's not act like you ordered the wrong thing. There's no way Johnny Portillo is over there going, I do enjoy the pickle dog. What the fuck? This is a fuck up from kids. This makes no sense. This is crazy. Let's not act like it's not fucking crazy. That's why the world's all shit.
You know what's funny is Ken's your little brother, but he's like, near 40 or whatever.
Right.
And he's like, oh, my older brother is fighting for me. He got
Right.
it.
I mean, maybe it's this political climate. Everything's 50-50, right? Like, do people like being treated like shit? Or do they think that if they don't acknowledge they're being treated like shit, then they must not be a piece of shit? Don't act like this I just showed you vegetables between bread is a sin. Name any restaurant, any planet you ever saw that is a thing. That is not a thing.
Grilled vegetables.
I'll take
with
the
like
salads. What's that?
Grilled vegetables with like a nice balsamic reduction.
Okay. Did you see these fucking pictures? Okay. Was that this?
No.
Then what the fuck are we talking about?
It wouldn't hurt them to buy a
Without an
mushroom.
exaggeration, it is whenever someone says, oh, I was raped, and somebody who was raped says, nah, I don't believe it. I don't believe this woman, so that they feel like they were never raped. This is a great comparison. They gotta be like, no, everything's fine because it has to be. I don't want to live in a horrible world. It's a horrible fucking world. Acknowledge that, and we can take care of Portillo's and slowly end racism. I'm telling you.
From racism to rapes, all from a hot dog.
That wasn't a hot dog.
Oh my goodness!
Maybe that's not your thing, Keith. Name any restaurant in any city you would get that and go, not exactly what I pictured, but I did want vegetables. This describes people. Courtney, Madeline, this is people that I walk around and why the world is a dump, because you just take it. You just take it. Yeah, okay. Not a problem. No, I don't take it. I don't take it. I find the manager, I go, eat it. Eat
You're
5
gonna watch
fucking
you.
pickles between 2 buns. You love it so much that you sell it for money. Then somebody else is paying, so my brother doesn't want to make a scene. But of course he didn't eat that shit.
Well, I saw that you posted that online, and my response to it was, why?
Yeah.
And now we know. No reason
you
why.
know.
It's a terrible world with
Yes.
rape and racism. And
Don't
bad
act
hot
like
dogs.
it's fine. You know what this reminds me
not.
of? And it goes with rape and racism. But I remember I would buy video games. And the actual, not just download it, the actual, DVD type thing, the box and everything. And back in my day, they came with instructions. You're playing a fighting game. You could look at the little book as you're playing. Now they got rid of the book, and you have to pause the game. So I'm fighting you, and to know my moves, I have to pause it and stare at the screen to see it. That doesn't ruin the excitement. And I remember complaining about this on Keith and the Girl. And they go, oh, old man, we're fine with that. No, you're not. Admit you're not. For $60 fucking dollars, you have the physical thing. Why wouldn't you want the book that you can open up and not ruin the game? Because if you don't go along with them, you must be stupid. That's why you live in a stupid world. Care.
I don't know what you're talking about with the instructions. It sounds like you're an old man, but I'm going to say that I don't have the experience, so I don't know.
Yeah, old men don't like. Yeah, we like the. What the fuck? Your young people don't like nice things or things that make sense. No, they tricked you. They took out the book to save money because fuck you. And you went, no, it's good. Really? You're at a party. You're playing me on a video game, and it's going to be fun for me when you keep pausing it? You fuck.
So you didn't have to pause it when it was a physical thing?
No, you just looked at the booklet. You could have the book open in front of you and see everybody's moves. The booklet that came with the game. Because you know what's important to play a game? Directions! Isn't it fun now where you just figure out the fucking game as you go? And maybe you finished the game and didn't do one thing right and you spoiled it for yourself. Ha 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 ha! Isn't that fun? And you take it, and you take your pickle hot dog sandwich, and you walk around not knowing why everything's on literal fire. Because you let it go.
Oh, shout out to my family in San Francisco.
Yeah, carer. Come on. Please. Please. Next time you get a phone.
Holy shit, Keith.
Yeah.
I wonder how many people were like, you know what? I shouldn't settle for a pickle. Then you started with racism.
Yeah.
And
It's all connected. It's all about what you take. It's about my brother going, I think cops will get theirs if they're violent. You just take it and take it. It is related, and it's not petty. Wake up. Wake
throughout
up.
history, pickles have taught us a lot.
Do you know why they say, oh, we're in another pickle?
Because it's bad. Because pickles are bad on their own.
Let's all relax. Don't get me riled up. We'll take a commercial break. This is from episode 3340, Election Day 2020, Part 17. Biden wins. I really put myself out there, by the way. I said it before we knew. But you got to believe. You got to put positivity out in the universe. This is Magic Spoon. 2 a.m., Trump gave his speech saying, I could tell already that the election is being hijacked. And I'm like, and I know most people went to bed because the numbers weren't changing. And I'm just like, wait until the world wakes up to this. He's saying already that we're going to have to do some fights.
Well, I think partially because of that. When I woke up, I like an idiot, I checked Twitter because I figured I'll see people's response and know who won. And it looked like Trump won, probably because people were responding to the fact that he said he won. And I'm like, wait, no, we can't just know that. That can't just be. And then I Googled the word elect. Excuse me. I Googled the word election like a normal person and got the real results.
Sure.
Which was nothing.
Yeah. I wonder if there's a lot of like liver damage today, like a lot of people in the hospital for, drinking too much.
Oh, there's definitely hangover information all over Twitter and Facebook.
Oh, yeah. Like crackersandbananas.com is very popular today.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, let me tell you about Magic Spoon. I love it. You probably won't, moron. Why listen to anybody, right? Do you like cereal? Or are you a dork? I like cereal, Chemda. But now I'm older. It's too sugary. It's filled with shit, right?
Yeah.
Magic Spoon is cereal for adults. It tastes great. No sugar. But you know what? Who cares? Why would you care? Huh? Anybody out there smart? Magic Spoon. Eat it. Like it. You will? Tell me about it. 0 sugar, 11 grams of protein, and only 3 net grams of carbs. Is that good enough for you? Or is it too? I don't know if I'm ready. Maybe it's too progressive. I remember when cereal was shitty. Can we go back to those days? How about different flavors? Cocoa, fruity, frosted, blueberry. You like none of those. Okay. But do you think I'm blaming you? Like I'm blaming you. I'm saying you had dumb parents because they gave you sugary cereal. No, you didn't know better. I'm not saying you were on the Amistad. I'm saying recognize the state of racism. Oh my God. That's all. I'm not saying it's your fault per se. I don't walk around feeling guilty necessarily, but I see the way the world is, and the BLM marches are important. I see that. Tastes amazing. Too good to be true, but it is. No, I'm just lying now. I'm going to lie to you. You voted for a known liar. Let's put the rapists aside. Let's put the rapes to the side for now. But you know he's a liar. And you voted for that. I like unpredictability. He really shakes things up. My favorite's Blueberry right now, by the way. Go to magicspoon.com/KATG. It stands for Keith and the Girl. Maybe you heard 1K and you got a little too excited. Calm down. You fucking assholes. magicspoon.com/KATG. Grab a variety pack and try it today. Exclamation point. Be sure to use our promo code KATG at checkout to get free shipping, but you probably wouldn't want it. Can I pay double? Because I'm a dumb fucking idiot. Get out of your hick town and know people. Visit a college. That should be mandatory. Visit a college. You don't even have to go. Magic Spoon is so confident in their product that it's backed by 100% happiness guarantee. So if you don't like it for any reason, they'll refund your money. No questions asked. Right? That's magicspoon.com/KTG. Use the code KTG for free shipping. Not to tell you what to do. You're your own person, even though you didn't study none of it. I have a thought. What's your thought? You hold tobacco in your mouth all day. Oh, God. But your vote is 1 and mine is 1. That's fair. I'm just going to put tobacco in my mouth and keep it there all day. What are you looking at? What the fuck am I looking at? You're spitting up black like it's gum. And I'm the weirdo looking at you like you're breastfeeding in the mall. I'm the asshole. Thank you, Magic Spoon, for sponsoring the podcast. Hey, check this out. Keith and the Girl VIP.
Oh,
it's every show we've ever done. Watch the progress of the world over the last 16 years. What the fuck were we even doing this for?
God. That was the most aggressive.
Don't eat. I give a shit. But I'm gonna have Magic Spoon.
My favorite's cocoa.
Oh, cocoa. Yeah, you can have any flavor you like. Absolutely.
I really do like cocoa.
Yeah.
But
That's
wow.
good stuff. Yeah.
You're so passionate about the things you like.
I love Magic Spoon. All right, next category. You picked them. Here we go. Biggest political statement. Biggest political statement. This is again from episode 3241. Women are ugly. Vote. And when you say, hey, my state's going to go this direction anyway, as if you know that's 100% sure, then make it overwhelming. Say, hey, we're New York. We know we're a liberal place and it's going to end up blue at the end. Then make it stupid blue. Make it whoever. First of all, you have the, if you're voting a Democrat here in New York, now's the time when it really matters who you like. There's a big difference between, let's say, Bernie and Bloomberg. If you're into Bernie, you don't just shrug your shoulders. You're fighting against Bloomberg, who is New York City's only 3-term mayor. Yes, this does matter. Give a shit. Why wouldn't you want to? Why wouldn't you want the world to know how blue this country is? Why wouldn't you want the world to know that most people do want a little more gun restriction? Most people do want free education and care for people under 5 years old, without question. These things are overwhelming, but nobody knows it. Just go and be, yeah, I'm another person that gives a shit. Why do you want the bare minimum? Go fucking nuts. Light up the whole country. This is the easiest way to protest. You don't go to jail.
I mean, wasn't there a time where you were like, don't vote, we all shouldn't vote?
If we all didn't vote, yes. But that was a joke because obviously that can never happen. People, So, yes, people are going to vote. So you vote too. That's it.
Common Sparrow is watching us on Twitch. I now live in a blue part of Georgia. I'm going to vote, sure, but now with a little pep in my step. So she is agreeing with you, saying like, hey, my vote is not going to count, but I'm going to be counted as part of it.
I like seeing the vibe in the booths. You know, sometimes people are excited. Sometimes there's this nervous energy. It gives you a clue what's going on in your neighborhood. I'm not writing a book on it, but I like to know. It's exciting.
Hey, listen, it's probably.
I think we're going to win already. I don't want to win too much. No, you'll get these politicians to follow your whim if things are so big. What took Hillary Clinton so long to say she was into gay rights? She could have done that a lot faster because not enough people gave a fuck or said they give a fuck.
I mean, I'm 44, so if I have unprotected sex, I'm not going to get as quickly pregnant as a younger person, but I'm not taking that chance either. So even though your state is one side or the other, that doesn't mean you're just taking chances.
Right. It's so worth it.
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead. No protection. I won't get pregnant.
Be one more person. Cayman is saying, oh my God, yes, vote anyway. Because if everyone that leaned left in normally blue states voted, the popular vote would regularly be at odds with the electoral votes and would help the argument that the electoral college doesn't work. Make it a bigger thing. If you care. If you don't care, you really don't care. But don't act like you care and then be like, well, the rest of the people are going to take care of it. Do your part, not because you should, but it will make a difference. If it comes out, if it's overwhelmingly a huge amount, these fake politicians will join your side, period.
Yeah, like I think this is what you're saying. Even if, let's say, Bernie doesn't make it, but he got so many votes, it means to politicians that the American public maybe wants legalization of weed. It means that the stuff that he was leaning on, you're saying, I vote that, whoever the politician is kind of follows that.
Yes. Close enough. And it takes no time. And it's funny. So much shit goes on in these booths. People are yelling at each other. They're making weed deals. It's very exciting what goes on. Bring a loved one, make it a date, stand in line and point people out. I don't know. It's a good time. So it's not the worst. And again, take 2 hours off of work. It doesn't take 2 hours. Get your chicken sandwich. Come on. Hey, it's Keith talking to you from the future. Huh?
Yeah.
Huh? Big numbers, man. Make them big numbers. It matters. It really does matter.
Yeah, the turnout this time was very, very important. And everyone knew that. Both sides know it's important.
Now, some people say, Keith and the girl, can you lay off politics a little bit? But I can't help it. This is the category. Biggest political statement from episode 3319, Herd Mentality with Rod Morrow. Here's Joe Biden rocks Despacito. I saw Joe Biden was celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month in Kissimmee, Florida. And he goes to his phone. Rod's laughing already. He goes to his phone, and after being introduced, am I saying this name right? Louis Fonsi. He did Despacito, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think everybody knows that, right? Despacito. When you got your motherfucking Despacito, and other things are Despacito. How's it going, Despacito? Okay, so he gets introduced by that genius. And then Joe Biden hits something on his phone that plays that song. And he loves it, right? He's like very proud of himself. Somebody switched it so that he doesn't play that song. He plays Fuck the Police, makes like a meme video of it. Kind of funny because he has this look like, pretty cool music. Fuck the police. I'm a real mother named Gusto. And he's like, he looks proud of himself. Right away, I think a smart person would know there's no fucking planet that would happen.
Right.
But the other side's saying he got the Bay of Pigs Awards. Maybe you don't know, because then Trump retweets that fake video and writes, what is this all about?
Oh, now it's real. Now
it's real that he really put out the song Fuck the Police with Kamala Harris, the old DA, as his running mate. I mean, things are I don't want that world in my suburbia.
Keith, can you please tell us how Fuck the Police goes?
Fuck the police, motherfucker, bleep, 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 bleep. Fuck them, fuck the police. There's a lot of, there's only, I think there's 4 words I can say, but.
Is there a world where I can get the Despacito song again?
Despacito, when you're doing all the things, Despacito, and then you gotta go Despacito, Despacito. Yeah,
Hey,
I
that's
just
gonna
know
get
I know the course.
Keith and the Girl Musical Performance of the Year. That's another KATGuh for Keith. We just saw that live.
Your mouth to God's ears, Rod. Thank you.
Oh man, the Despacito song. I'm listening to this clip and I'm going, at the end of this, I'm going to ask him to do Despacito again. And there I am in the clip asking you to do Despacito again. What? Get to know yourself.
You know you. All right. Speaking of Rod, from last week on Keith and the Girl in your VIP package, episode 131, the show's covering 3,357 to 3,360. Here's Conservatives Love Rules.
Rebellion of 2020 is to stay put and stay in your lane. That's what's weird. Like all the ragers are like, and then just wear your mask and then you can rebel all you want. You know, it's really weird because it's the hippie dippies that are like, let's wear masks, let's be safe, let's do what we're told. That's very uncomfortable. And all the conservatives are like, why are you telling me what to do? I'm like, I thought you loved this shit.
Yeah,
right?
You love rules.
When you here for the rules and the regulations and the tighten down and the cross your legs.
And let me tell you, when there's nobody here to give you rules, there's God all the time with the rules. You love that shit.
Y'all love rules. Y'all love rules for other people.
Yes, rules is they damn.
Yeah, no cursing here, no wearing these shoes over there. You fucking love that shit.
Yes.
You guys
Just
are
not
the
masks.
cock up rules.
Yeah.
Yes.
You guys jerk off to no shoes, no shirt sign. It's just awesome for you.
They do love rules. Rod and Karen do a great job every week, of course. Last week on Keith and the Girl, summing up the stories and hearing the behind the scenes.
And of course, they host their own show called The Black Guy Who Tips. And if you're not listening to that, definitely check it out. We sometimes have similar guests. And if you love them on last week, you're going to love their podcast, The Black Guy Who Tips.
Speaking of spin-off shows, this is from Diamond Dogs, the show I do with my buddies Adam and Craig. This is from episode 25, A Diamond Dogs Thanksgiving with Adam Brown and Craig Klein. Don Jr. visits Mel's in Somerset. It's good to see you guys. Let's go over what we went over. What are we yelling? Adam's ready to kill himself.
Wait, can we before we move on?
Sure.
Can we just take a moment of silence and wish the very worst on Don Jr. Trump?
And that stupid smile that anyone from my hometown that voted for him would easily crack him in the face just for seeing it.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Go into a bar before anyone knew you in anywhere America.
Yeah.
You're gonna fucking get backheeled in the face in the parking lot.
Hey guys, is the Jaeger cold enough? I don't know, douche. Die. And your head is through the pool table. That's Mel's. Welcome to Mel's.
Okay. Hold on. Now I'm gonna drive it down the alley. This is what I wish for Don Jr. I wish that he, for some reason, has to go to a hospital in Pennsylvania. He steps in there, and before they notice that he's the iconoclast that they worship, they just notice his shit-eating grin and smash his head into a pool table.
Right. Then they figure it out, and the whole town has to keep a secret. Like, I never saw any of these TV shows, but I feel like it's Dirty Little Secrets or Secret Little Liars. I feel like it's something like that. Like, we made a mistake. Everybody play it cool. We love this guy, but we don't know why. We're racist pricks.
He was being a cunt. I don't know.
I know it, but you know it, but why would he think we have hot dogs? Of course we don't have hot dogs. We had Baer and we had wine once because somebody brought a bottle of wine and left it. That doesn't mean what is he doing? So we slapped him around and busted his face.
I love it. In your version of this, Don Jr., the thing that sets them off is that
He
Don
wanted
Jr.
hot dogs?
Is that, hey,
He
sir,
thought he was cool. He didn't ask.
hot dogs back then. Maybe some very cool Jägermeister.
Everybody
I
knows
know this
DJ.
place.
Everybody knows DJ loves hot dogs and cold Jaeger.
He thinks he's cool, so he knows, like, well, you don't ask for mixed drinks here, you know.
Right.
So, like, yeah, I'll take your finest pizza. And she's like, what, bitch? And the husband's like, I'm sorry, your wife just woke me up. What, motherfucker? Johnny, head through a table. I don't know if you know about Main Street, literally.
Every
But I'm right.
scene ends with some hick grabbing the back of his hair in his fist and just smashing his head into something. It's the bar, the table, the pool table.
This got even better. So in Mally's version of this, not only is it asking for a hot dog or pizza that sets off the bar owner, in fact, he pisses off the wife so much that she wakes up the guy who really owns the bar, because it's the late shift and he needs some, and she's tough as nails, but she just wants to get him into the fight. This is what I'm assuming. And he wakes up confused, but upon learning of you mean to tell me that there's a man in my bar that's asking for fucking hot dogs?
Right. But she doesn't wake She doesn't wake him up per se, but he hears like, oh, that tone means she knows I watched Queen's Gambit without her. And he's like, let me get up. What's the fucking problem?
He was down at the end of the bar, shoving a dish rag in a dirty mug, polishing off some lipstick.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, you guys wanted a nice one? Because it's like, I don't know who wanted the good mugs. Do I get to meet this guy at the same time?
His head snapped over to the side.
Yeah. Who wanted their mugged ice?
What'd you just say?
Can you ice vodka? Vodka?
You pussy.
What the fuck are you talking about? Head through a table. That was Don Jr. I don't know who that is. The president's son. Oh, Don Jr.
Didn't we vote for him?
You think we had to? Everybody felt like we had to. I didn't want to either. Robber. None of us wanted to.
He does hate.
Voted for him.
Oh, shit.
You don't know what they're talking about? They point to the Trump poster that's on the wall, and he's like,
looking back and forth. It all seems familiar. This guy poster. This guy.
I did think I recognized the worst beard that anyone's ever had. Fuck.
And then Eric comes in. Hello. The end. And scene.
My goodness, it's like it is such a boys' club.
Thank you.
Just punching each other, head through a table. And then you said that? Okay, that's fine. Head through a table. Also, what I noticed, and please correct me if I'm wrong, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You sometimes describe a nightmare scenario, right? Me, Keith Malley, I'm describing this nightmare scenario. The nightmare always gets worse if you include the girlfriend, right? And I noticed that about guys too, right? So there was this confrontation with Xerxes years ago in a bar, and it's late and the guy's drunk, and Xerxes not about to get into a fight with someone, but he's also like 6'2" and can probably handle himself. So he leans into the guy and he knows how to squash it. He goes, just so you know, if you keep this up, we are going to go outside and I'm going to punch you. And your girlfriend's going to see that. And it's that next level. The next level is bringing someone's girlfriend in. And it's so interesting. So when you go, this is what bothers me, blah, blah, blah. But now you woke up my girlfriend. I was going to let it go because I don't give a shit about you. But now you made this happen. And now I have to give a shit extra because now she's upset. And now I'm upset. And now you're going to be upset.
Yeah, there's no planet these guys would have liked the Don Jr. So it really is, like we said, it's about racism. I don't know how to look at my hometown different because you don't see that. You don't see that not smile from Don and Eric and go, these are pals I can hang around with.
It's that ego of like, who do you think you are coming into us regular bar folks, like just trying to hang out? Why do you think you're better than us even before you say the word?
Somerset, Pennsylvania would have been disgusted with a big game hunter. Well, what are we acting like here? All right, the final category. Here we are. Oh, this is sweet. We're going to leave on a sweet note. Most romantic.
Aww. Shout out to Xerxes.
From episode 3240, Take a Hike with Mike Kaplan and Paul Hooper. This is called Paul's Other Two Wheels.
But
I'm okay being alone for 5 years.
And I totally believe you, but you are on apps right now, right?
I am on apps. Yes.
So
one left. I've deleted a lot.
Why are you deleting them?
Oh, they're boring. They're really boring. They all feel like marriage apps now, but and then no one likes. And then I'm on a threesome app or whatever it is, Field or something. No one wants the straight dude. Like it's just no one wants the guy. And so occasionally there's couples, they're like, we're looking at a third. I'm like, anything. I'm so bored. I'm so bored.
And you
Anything.
can take turns blowing me.
I swear to God, this is the crux of a joke, but I'm telling you, a couple in there, I swear to God, there's a couple. It's like, we're looking for something long-term. The fucking couples.
Right.
Want someone to eat lasagna with them for the next 25 to 30 years. What the fuck is going on that you can't have casual sex with a couple? They want a third wheel to sit in their fucking kitchen.
What's wrong with lasagna?
I like lasagna too, but I don't want to go to Whole Foods with this creepy couple off the internet for the next 2 decades of my life.
I do think that if you started getting to know them, eventually they wouldn't be the creepy couple anymore.
I don't want to spend time. I just want to, let's all just get in bed and fuck. Why are we, what is play 33% of the fucking mortgage?
You have to be in a long-term relationship with this
It's
couple.
what the world wants. They're like, less fun, more responsibility. The responsibility apps. What are the utilities?
Why
this
can't
orgy?
Why can't you commit to this committed couple?
I know. I can't stand it. It drives me fucking crazy.
Paul goes hi, and Susie goes, "Are utilities included?" He's like, "What?"
It's so sad. It's really that. I've seen more than one couple say that. None of this fucking one night stand. We're looking for something long term, a long term fuck buddy. But I mean, you got to get to know this couple. You got to go to dinner with this weird couple.
You definitely don't have to if you don't want to. That's. I did say earlier that you did.
I understand you got to
be,
vet
yeah.
people for safety, and are you attracted? Does it okay? But then at part ways after the orgy,
right?
We're doing need to stay in touch.
Right. We're doing freaky shit. My religion doesn't matter.
I know. It's infuriating. So then deleted that one. There's no fun to be had. There's no fun to be had in this world anymore.
Now, when you say
this is pretty fun,
when this is a good time talking about it. Complaining's the best thing in the world. It's the only reason to live. It's deconstructing the joy out of life.
When people say like, "Well, you're like, how are you?" and they're like, "Can't complain," you're like, "Oh, I feel sorry for you."
Yeah, that's it. You got nothing.
Right?
Yeah,
you got nothing left. That's it. I love it. Complain. Complain.
Oh, you gave up. I'm sorry.
It's the only time I smile.
And this is the romantic category.
Well, what's funny is the vegan decides to try to focus on what's wrong with lasagna. Just hard, right? Like, yeah, let's talk about how many animal products are in a lasagna.
Right.
And Paul's like, no.
Mike needs to play devil's advocate. He can't even eat good lasagna. My Lord. All right, up next, most romantic from episode 3261 of Va 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 Voom, The Attraction of Marilyn Monroe. And I was talking about what I saw, this movie I saw, My Week with Marilyn. And I have to believe this really happened, but I don't get how. What is it? Can somebody explain about Marilyn Monroe that I'm supposed to believe that guys would see her on screen? Oh, guys, it was they would show, the military was a big thing. It'd be like 20 guys in the movie theater. They got a little break from killing people. And they're like, oh, God. They look at each other like, look how hot she is. Let's just blow each other now. Oh, Marilyn. Hello, boys. Oh, pre-cum. Did that really happen? She winked at me. She's winking at everybody. Did that really? I mean, I have to believe it happened. I have to believe all that Beatles stuff happened. But it wasn't that long ago in the scheme of things. And everybody was just like, tits. Like, I know the nips were throwing through the sweater, but who gives a fuck? Everyone I dated was hotter than Marilyn Monroe. Who cares? Who cares? Who gives a shit? Like, oh my God, and she's so stupid. Well, it's not her fault. She was put on pills all the time. Even hotter. Oh God, not Marilyn Monroe. That's like a porn booth to these guys. It's fucking Marilyn Monroe. I'm going to Marilyn. Okay, keep your dicks in your pants, boys. Be in formation. No hard-ons. I keep my dick in my pants, but I don't come to formation with a hard-on? Figure it out. We got Germans to fight. As if that goes together. What the fuck? Who cares? Can you tell me what the fuck is Va 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 Boom about her?
You want me to?
I don't fucking get it. Did guys really talk like that?
I think they did, because when I was younger, to me, that was the depiction of every time a guy talked about a woman. And I know that you've heard this before. Like you've said, what do you guys think we talk about when you're not around? And it's always been, damn, isn't she hot? I'd love to stick my fucking dick in her. That's like what we think of you people. I mean, if it's wrong, you need to adjust. It's up to you now.
I guess.
Take this on, Keith. I'm with you.
I'm still a man though, right? Like I'm a real man, right? I don't know.
I think it's the same thing happening with people like Kim Kardashian. People absolutely lose their mind.
I have seen like guys on, they fuck something, show it to me, and that's the way they treat it, like something. Show it to me as if I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Like, when you're done, can I have a piece? Like, oh, your dick was in that? Nice. Like, I've seen that, I guess. I get
this. That is very interesting because I have heard of guys doing that, and I've probably seen it also, but it usually, it doesn't happen in mixed company. But I have heard from you and other guys that guys would approach them literally exactly what you said, show them a picture of not just like, hey, I banged this, but this is my girlfriend or this woman I'm seeing, and the guy's completely not understanding what they're supposed to be doing. And it really is like, oh shit, was her pussy wet? And then at what point at what point do you punch me in the face? Like, because there's a line where don't talk about my girl like that, or like, so where is that line? And do I need to learn it from mob movies? Because that's
do you get to come in it? Va 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 voom. Dude, I bet she gets you real hard. I guess that's where I got the exaggeration I do on Diamond Dogs. Like, I just say how good sex feels, like a 4-year-old or something. It feels so good on my body, and then my dick gets bigger, and that's even more skin to feel good on. I guess I've seen it, but I guess it just petered off, no pun, from the va 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 voom days.
I don't think it did. I think you're just
Could I take your phone to the bathroom? Ew. Yeah, I go nice, but not too nice. Mad respect. But that is not. Can we tap dicks? Can't wait till this pandemic's over. I haven't seen chicks' pictures lately. The guys fuck.
So this is our romance category, huh?
Mm-hmm. Romantic. Yes.
Romantic.
That of romance. Yes.
Va 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 voom.
And speaking of which, from episode 3306, relationships in brackets, clever, with Joe DeVito, the 16 women fantasy love kumite.
So have you been swiping? Have you been connecting with people? No.
I got rid of all that shit because I realized that was a waste of time, even more so than usual. But I was done with all that shit for a while because I'm not looking for ass, and I think that's the way those things are set up. Tinder.
So how do you find a person now in COVID? Not with the swiping. Yeah. Are you putting yourself on a shelf for a little while?
Or is it more now or less than looks because you can only go by the eyeballs?
Well, I think what I realized was I already know plenty of wonderful women who would be great choices. So
candidates.
There's no shortage of it. So here's
You're
what I did.
Strengthening friendships. I see.
I wrote out 10 things that are very important to me.
I think my 12-year-old stepson did this the other day, but go ahead.
It's very important. Well, again, remember who you're talking to. So I wrote out 10 categories that are important to me and someone that I would pair up with, and things. Some of them were as simple as, is she age appropriate? Am I sexually attracted? Do I think she's sexually attracted? How far away does she live? And in each one of those, I would assign 1 through 5, 5 being the highest. And then I wrote out the women that are on my mind, and I went through those categories.
How many women?
Well, here's the part where
I can't wait until you tell her how she made it to be the one.
Even as I was writing this out, I thought I have to destroy this paperwork as soon as I'm done.
Do you also lose the friendships of the other women who were on the list because in the future that might get awkward? Like, I don't know if you remember Mindy. Mindy's the one that I was pairing you against, but you got a 5 and she got a 4. So she's not attractive to me anymore.
You're going to like this even better.
Do you have a chart? Do you have a Homeland chart?
Here's what I did. It was 16 women because I made a March Madness bracket, like the NCAA tournament.
Do you know that, you have 16 women in mind. I don't even have 16 men in mind that I can have a full fucking conversation with.
Right.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you, there were some at-large bids. There were some women who barely to fill out the 16. So then what I did was I took their scores and
I'm sorry, 1 second. Would you rate like a lady at the 14, 15, 16 slot and be like, sorry, and Megan, you don't have a chance, sorry. And
No.
Jill, this will be embarrassing to your family. All right.
Everyone had a chance. Although if you were 16, you went up against the number 1 seed. So it was
Sure.
unlikely.
Right.
And there was a first round upset. I think 13 knocked off the 4.
Oh, from what? What was the category?
No, it was, it's the aggregate score. So I think the number 4 seed was like 46 out of 50. And the number 13 was in the high 20s. But put head to head, and I realize how awful this sounds, but it really helped me think through, okay, if I had to see myself with this person as opposed to this person, which one do I think would be a better parent? And it made me look at things like...
By the way, I'm sorry. I understand what he's saying, because when I met Kyle, I said, all right, let's think. If I had to be with her, would I tolerate it? And without question, right away, I go, yeah, if I had to. And I'm like, so I asked her out. Kyle was a 38, I think.
Joe DeVito episodes are so magical, really, and I know we've said this before, keysandthegirl.com/Joe DeVito. We do / whatever the guest name is. So binge on your favorite guest for whatever reason. And it's like, I can't really argue with this. You want to turn friendships into romance. Okay. You want to have a logical system of good or bad. Okay. People recommend that, but there's something so awkward about this. But here's another lesson that I learned from this. If you don't know what male privilege is, this is a small example of this, to come up with a few friends that you could potentially, be romantic with or live your life with, whatever it is that you're going for in the long run. He could even name 16 people. Now think, if you're a dude, can you name, like, the way I see it is like, would you set them up with someone you really like? Can you even name 16 of, I don't know, 16 people that you would introduce to your mother, 16 people that, what an amazing experience of life that he could pick between 16 women. We got to follow up on that show, because he did go out on 1 or 2 dates, ? You got to listen to this episode, with the top woman. And we ended there because that's where life was at the moment. So I want to know, months later, he definitely was invited to the marathon. Maybe we'll catch up with him there, but we're going to get down to this.
See, I told you, I'm talking romance over here. Here we go. Your final submission for most romantic from episode 3324, Locker Room Taxes, being awake for Sports Illustrated. I still think it's weird, and I don't mean to come off so woke, but I was at my girlfriend's.
No worries.
Okay, no worries. Okay, I was at my girlfriend.
You're so awake.
Thank you. I was at my girlfriend's gym, and she's been getting Sports Illustrated's go there, and because of COVID, people haven't been there. So I take the Sports Illustrated's home, and one of them is the swimsuit issue. They still make this. What? That's so fucking weird. Like, if you have a subscription to Sports Illustrated, and once a year, it's this month that comes in the mail. You don't go, this bullshit still? Or do you go, yay? I'm 12 again. I don't know about porn. I'm a fucking weirdo. And I want to see, I open this up. It starts, look at this shit. It starts right away with the Rookies. So that's people you could jerk off to, but don't worry if they're not too hot. Later you'll get the advanced. Yeah.
Go back. What was that?
The Rookies. And so you have brand new people to the modeling world.
Oh, no.
Okay. This woman you see happens to be in the middle of Wyoming, but you could still wear a swimsuit on a rock. Like, who goes, what is the latest fashions in fashionable areas? Oh, here's a woman taking up the whole page. Where's her swimsuit? It's all eyes, the sex eyes, and it's all the top of her tits. And then on the top left, it says, who made the swimsuit, as if you see a swimsuit there. I see tits.
Yeah, it's just a face and tits. I never really thought about it because it's so funny. Sports Illustrated.
Hold on, Chemda. I came across an interesting article of 3 women hugging each other and their tits. Let me just take us in. Very pretty eyes. Okay, next page. Then I'll read next month about Russell Wilson. But for now, here's a woman draped over rocks. That's enjoyable. I bet that's Belize. Let's see. No, Spain. I was in for a shock. Anyway.
You know, it's so funny. They're all very underweight.
Yeah.
What are the
Right.
odds?
Oh, Turks and Caicos. Oh, she seems bored, but interested in my dick. Oh, wait a minute. Look at this one. You're not telling me that somebody could be have a bald head and be sexy. Yes, she is. She has a bald head, but I see her ass. Oh, that bikini that's in her crack, that's made by Duchess. You can find them at Duchess Swimwear.
That centerfold is cancer chic. You can have a bald head.
Are you? I knew I'd be talking about this, but Andrew's in the studio, so I of course put this face down on my desk, so she doesn't think I'm some kind of pervert that brings this. But what do you do when it comes in the mail? Yeah, do you put it on your coffee table? No, I guess do you hide it? I mean, what the fuck, people? It must not be a waste. I guess people would complain if they stopped it because nobody wants to waste ink, let alone flying to these different countries.
She looks bored but interested in my dick.
Yeah, I could tell.
Can you?
A lot of them do. Here's another one. What am I looking at? But still, she wants to swallow it. But she's kind of disgusted to be there. She has kind of a bikini. That one you can get that from Tory Player Swimwear.
Now, to be fair,
let's
it's
be
good-
fair.
To be fair, it's
Yeah.
nice to take selfies of yourself to feel good about yourself.
Yeah, and here they don't have to. A pervert photographer does it. Nice. Yeah. What's better than a selfie? When someone else takes it. Hey, by the way, sometimes you're on the beach and you see swimwear and you're like, oh, that's interesting. I want to know more. Here, the ladies know how to put their hands on top of their heads so you can get a good look. Like this one, this fine woman from Agent Provocateur is the swimwear manufacturer. Gentlemen, if you're curious. Hot stuff.
Or women, if you're curious.
Or anybody. It's a men's magazine, but it really is for anybody.
Okay, when I was running, I happened to see Runner's Magazine. I'm like, oh, this is like, what could you write about running every month or however often this comes out? And I picked it up and I'm like, oh yeah, I relate to this because I run. They're giving you little pointers, stories about people. And I'm like, okay, I could see this inspirational. I picked it up again another time. I think I was at the airport, or maybe I bought it one time just because I'm like, I'm in this. This is in.
Right.
Now, I imagine me going to the stand on whatever month is the swimsuit issue and going, this is my Runner's Magazine this month?
Right.
So are they wearing sneakers? They're not even wearing sneakers. This is the Runner's Magazine.
Right.
At least put, like, I don't know, maybe they have baseball uniforms that you want to buy in that, issue. I don't know.
What do you think?
Oh, sorry. Go on.
What do you think you could do with a haystack, ladies? You could do a
Find a
back
needle.
bend over it. Nice.
Oh, I miss doing the show live with you because I wish you could all see what's going on right now. But I will say this, it's so outstanding. There's so many physical people who inspire me in all shapes, sizes, colors, and genders.
Mhm.
And they always strike in on these little tiny white ladies who are teenagers. And that's
Mhm.
pretty much what you showed us. So.
They call it the white and bronze issue.
Oh, bronze? Oh, what's
Well,
that?
it's like black but not offensive.
Uh-huh.
They have them all in here, I see.
That's cool.
Oh, look, she can hang from a tree. You want to know where she got that belt for a bikini? You can get that from O'Polly. You'll find that online. You can write to them at O'Polly. I'm sure they don't get the creepiest fucking messages.
Yeah, this is
Yummy!
This is a podcast, so you can't see my eye roll, but I just rolled my eyes all the way to the back of my head.
I love it.
This woman's in a burqa to show that they're, they live in the future, but she's pointing right at her nipples. They're here.
No.
Don't
no.
worry.
Wait, show me.
I gotta wait. You're ready to get off. Yeah, she's a little excited. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, that's amazing. Also, there's so many visuals, and especially in that last clip that we just heard. And Keith puts up all the relevant pictures, images, everything that we mentioned, like, look at this picture, look at this article. And it's in under the show name, keithandthegirl.com. You just go to that show. Or if you have the app, as you're listening, you can go, they're mentioning a picture. It's right there in the app as you're listening to that episode.
I'm going to but I can also mark a picture explicit, like maybe it's too violent or too sexual or something like that. And so you have to go to the website to see it. You have to go and low extra further. I think I'm going to mark Marilyn Monroe's picture explicit because I don't want people to just come at work accidentally.
You're such a very interesting feminist. I know, this is so on the side of us, but it's just like a cringy way of saying it. Oh yeah, and there's also one more category.
Yes, best new guest. We took your best new guest suggestions, and we took the top 10 of those, and now we'll put those top 10 up so that you can vote officially on them. Here are your choices: Lee Camp, Sergio Chacon. As a group, Patrick Holbert and Ross Aaron Martino. That was the couple that fought through infidelity. Everybody loved them. Don Jameson. Craig Klein. It was the first time he was on a Keith and the Girl episode. The Tao of Keith Malley. Karen Morrow. First time she was on a Keith and the Girl episode. Lil Benny Ocasio. Chuck Palmer. He was the Foreigner Symphony musician. Our buddy Appia Simon. Everybody knows Appia, right? And Brent Terhune, the fake Trump supporter.
That's a tough choice.
Yeah.
There's a lot of really good people, a lot of really good new people that I was very happy to meet and very happy to talk about on the show.